WCMF, we're talking about how a woman won $500,000 on a scratch-off lottery ticket at Batavia Downs back on February 18th. Going to that gambler's mindset.
Yeah.
Again, there is so much stimulation with those casino games while you're in there.
Yeah.
I would have thought with the Gambler's Jones, you would have just sat at the machines
I would
all
think
night,
so, too.
Right? Like, you're not going to take the time to go play a scratcher.
Because it's kind of an impulse buy if you're already in the casino.
You would think.
Like, unless you're like when you're going up to get paid out, they're right there. So it's just kind of like dangling in your face.
You know, it's funny when you say impulse buy. So I guess there are actually two types of scratch-off players.
All right.
There are the folks that see the machine and they go for it.
Yeah.
Right? Just, okay, I'm going to do this. There are also the folks that, maybe budget's the wrong word,
Yeah.
but they will take the same amount of money every week after they get paid, and they will buy the exact same amount of scratch-off lottery tickets.
It's a routine.
Is that the more responsible way to do it?
I guess. I mean, you know what you're going to spend every week, so you kind of budget it around everything else. I mean, it's a weird budget to have. I'm going to have this much money just to waste on paper.
Well, no. I mean, what do you mean waste? This woman just hit for $500,000.
What?
Yeah. It's a dollar in a dream, buddy.
I know.
Got to be in it to win it. Oh, don't be Mr. You have every vice in the world but gambling, so you're going to judge gamblers.
I
Don't
do.
be that guy. Why?
Gambling's one of the worst habits to have.
Says alcoholic.
But here's
Yourself.
But here's the difference. Like, you can just keep gambling. Nobody, like, pukes up gambling or wakes up hungover from gambling or nobody gets rushed to the hospital because they gambled too much.
You can go.
Bad spot, though.
Right, but you can go bust. That's what I'm saying. It's a really bad habit to have because, like, you can really drain yourself. My old man loved to gamble. So did my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And they just lived for it. Like, they would go on vacation, and if there was a slot machine, they were in.
What's that your mother's nickname, though? Slot machine?
Slotsy.
Ding, 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 ding.
She would ding it up, bro. She loved, she had the slot, and she loved it.
Big old damp slot.
Oh, yeah, big time. But then my old man liked to play all those table games, like dice and all that stuff. And he goes, the odds are better on the table games.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Okay, never hit.
252 WCMF. No, but I mean, like, it's funny, and I see you guys on hold. I want to talk to you. Every time the symptoms of alcoholism comes up, right, the negative effects of alcoholism, you dismiss all of them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Don't sit here and pretend like your addiction is better than someone else's addiction.
It is.
Because it does get to a point where you just have no money anymore. You cannot gamble.
I know, but then you start stealing.
Okay.
And then you start selling the house and grabbing and borrowing money.
Oh, we've never seen alcoholics do that.
No.
Never, ever.
No.
Says man who was living with his sister at one point, driving a Geo Metro with no no car insurance, switch plates on it.
Yeah, but I pulled myself out.
Yeah. Your wife pulled you out. 252 WCMF.
Yeah, somebody had to do it.
We were talking about how we've never seen anyone win anything at Quick Draw.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Frank.
A liar?
Hey, Frank. How are you, buddy?
Frank?
Frank.
Hey, it's Jim.
Jim, I'm sorry, Jim. Go ahead. Frank, Jim, what's the difference?
You're good. You said nobody wins. My neighbor won $13,000 on that quick pick thing one day up at Eagleville.
No kidding. Oh, and it happened at a country club, too? That makes me angry.
Yeah, he was just waiting to play cards with his friends, and he uses his kids' grandchildren's birthdays. All the birthdays came up, and then that number 10 by 10 hit. $13,000 freaking dollars.
So you hit at a country club, because like if you get a hole in one, you got to buy drinks for everybody.
Yes.
Is it the same deal if you hit like playing Quick Draw? Do you have to buy drinks for everybody at Argyle's?
I'm assuming he did, but I couldn't tell you. I wasn't there. He just came in the next day and was all excited about it.
I would be, too. I'd tell everyone I ever met.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jim, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. There goes Jim Frank. What's his name? All right, so you bring up an interesting other question.
What's that?
Again, talking about this $500,000 scratch-off sold at Batavia Downs on February 18th, despite the fact that it's full of slot machines. So there are some like weird traditions when it comes to good luck. You brought up a hole-in-one. You got to buy everyone a drink. Right. So over the weekend, my wife and I, we had a romantic weekend, which we're going to get into later. It became
I can tell you got a nice glow about you.
Bro, it was...
Skin looks very refreshed.
We were at a bar, and they played that outdoor hockey game over the weekend in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter. We had been drinking, and I'm like, let's gamble. We'll do a little FanDuel, right? So you can bet on the first goal scorer.
So this is the NHL outside?
NHL outside. Right. It was the Columbus Blue Jackets versus Detroit Red Wings. And I'm explaining to Nana, my wife, how this works, right? Like you pick a player, and if they score the first goal, the odds are really, really good. Like bet $10 to win $150. The odds to win it are small,
Yeah.
but if you hit, they're big. So I let her pick whoever it's going to be, right? She picks based on odds. So if we hit, it's going to be $170.
Nice.
And we're in this tiny little bar in this little town. And I explained to her, I go, if we hit here, because we've been talking out loud about it, I go, we got to buy everybody around. Like, it's just the right thing to do.
All right.
She's like, wait, what? And I was like, well, we got to.
Yeah, spread the luck
We're
around.
going to have $170.
That way you get it back the next time.
Exactly. It'll cost us $30-$40 to buy everybody
Right.
around. What's the BFD? No big deal. And I got the impression she was actively cheering against us winning this bet.
Because women don't understand buying a round of drinks.
Is that what it is?
When do they?
Thoughts, Kimmy?
When's the last time you saw a woman buy a round of drinks or buy the round of drinks for a bar?
I'm sensing
It's
some
never
hostility here.
It just doesn't happen, man.
When's the last time you bought a round of drinks, Kimmy?
Bro.
Kimmy, come on.
But you know I'm right,
Why
man.
didn't you lie?
I'm not trying to be mean here, but y'all don't spend
Well,
it
you're
at
talking
bars.
about like with the people you're with, or like the whole bar.
Well, let's just say the people you're with, because
okay,
buying around for the bars.
I'll buy around for the people I'm with, but I wouldn't buy it for like the whole bar, like you're talking.
Well, there were only like 6 people in the bar.
right? But you're not. But you don't know them.
No, well, I mean, you
I'm
don't.
kind of with her on this. I don't need to buy strangers drinks.
No.
They
So
don't
that's
even
how
know
they
that
think,
I won.
man. Because they don't have to. They don't have to send a drink over. They don't have to, And like even when they go out with their girlfriends, most of the time they drop that check and then they get out the calculator, man, down to the nickel.
You're not wrong about that. Wait, you've never bought a drink for a stranger in your life?
You don't need to.
I don't think so.
Really?
Nope.
Never like, hey, nice to meet you. Let me take nothing?
Not a stranger. No. It's always just been like if I know the people I'm with, I'll buy the round, but I wouldn't buy it for like a complete stranger.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now that we're on this topic.
But I can't think of a time where I like engaged in a really great conversation with a stranger at the bar.
Well, no, but it was like we were in a small town, so like we were all kind of talking with everybody,
Right.
right? And like we had been openly talking about hitting. It would be a dick move.
I don't socialize.
But that's a standard thing to do, right? If I hit for $170, everybody gets a drink. No.
Well, let's say you sat at a bar and you just struck up a conversation with the person next to you.
Yeah.
And then you're getting ready to order a drink and you would go, hey, what are you having? I'll tell you.
Yes.
Like it would just happen like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think they even do that.
All right, let me give you an example. So it happened on Saturday night. We're at this tiny town bar, and this guy, he walks in by himself.
Yeah.
He's turning 25 the next day.
Big day.
So he just got off of work, and he's hanging out. He's a really sweet kid. My wife's talking to him. So when we were settling up, he had 2 drinks. I go, let me put his on my tab.
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah, and he did the standard, no. And I'm like, no, happy birthday. Like, that's the right thing to do. I mean, that's what guys do.
Yes.
Women don't
do that.
No?
No.
I don't want to send any mixed messages.
To another woman?
Well, how? I mean, I can't think of a time where that's happened.
Okay.
Where I've just like struck up a conversation with a random woman at a bar.
Random woman, what the hell you want, girl? You want to go outside and fight? We're going to have a meeting in the girls' room, girl.
I don't think that there are a lot of instances that I can think of where a woman would be by herself at a bar.
Okay.
Whereas, like, you see a lot of dudes by themselves at the bar because they don't care that they look
Let
like.
me ask you this. Let's
what
say
they
you
look like.
They don't care what they look like? Hold on. Before you ask her,
Go ahead,
keep
go
that.
ahead.
What does that mean?
Well, like,
You think it's pathetic to be alone at a bar?
I think it looks different for a woman alone
It does.
at a bar.
Okay.
It does.
Yeah.
But let's say you're out with 4 girlfriends,
Okay.
and all of a sudden you notice another group of girls across the way, and you kind of know them.
Okay.
Do you ever send them over a round of drinks?
No.
No. And they never send you a round of drinks.
No. It's a standoff.
My mind's blown right now.
I know.
You
But I
just-
don't. But you know what it is? You guys feel like you have to big time somebody.
No, it
it's
wasn't.
not always out of
Says women
kindness.
that every woman that overdresses when they walk into a bar.
Oh my God, that was the cattiest thing I've ever
My God, you
heard.
got your hair jacked up to Jesus, and your breasts are right
Bro,
behind
you
them.
have shoes
And
made
here
out
we
of-
are. Here I am, looking good, ass hanging
Raise
out.
your hand.
I don't want to
Whoa,
oversell it.
Raise your hand if you own alligator shoes in this room.
How many pair?
Any pair.
All right, I have a couple, and a couple of snake
I
belts.
rest
But other than
my
that,
case.
Snake belts, he
well,
says.
yeah, I got those.
Yeah,
I
like
got,
you're a preacher.
I got those eelskin belts.
Praise Jesus. Look at my belt.
I only wear them when I'm speaking in tongues.
Okay.
So they don't spend nothing.
I mean, look, I understand.
They're always on a budget.
I understand where you're coming from, Kimmy, with the girl alone at a bar. I understand the mixed messages thing, but it does blow my mind that you've never bought a stranger a drink in
Not
your
a stranger,
life.
no.
In your okay,
No.
all right.
I think she's very That's very common.
Well, we don't have any women calling up to defend womankind, so
No.
you must be right. Now I'm going to have to ask my wife when we get home if she's ever bought a stranger a drink. I bought that man a drink. That dog is mine. All right, we have a dynamite. Buy all the scratchers you can.
Oh, yeah.
And ladies, start buying drinks. Kind of break up for you this morning here on CMF. Just after 7 o'clock this morning, I mentioned my wife and I went on a romantic weekend.
Yeah, nice.
So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. The idea of the romantic weekend is nice.
A lot of pressure. Because there's some expectations now. When you brand it, this is a romantic trip.
And I think you've opened the door to a weird phenomenon that happens.
All right.
Because here's the thing. I don't know if this just happens to my wife and I or if this is a common occurrence. But you're right. There is a lot of pressure, which always seems to lead to bad luck on romantic weekends. Because this weekend, up until we walked out of that bar, it could not have been more fun.
Nice.
Just my wife and I. It was like we were kids again, having a grand old time, hugging, kissing, teasing. But something happened.
Oh, no.
And it seems every time you have a romantic weekend with your spouse, something happens.
Oh, no.
And we'll get to it just after 7 o'clock here in the break room on CMF, plus a whole bunch more. But first, Tommy.
Yeah, what's going on?
So it was last week, I think it was maybe Wednesday or Thursday, around this time we had been talking about the controversy that was swirling around Girl Scout cookies.
Yes.
And how any simple glimpse into it would have been like, okay, it's not that bad. Well, it turns out even before this controversy hit,
what happened?
There's been an issue.
Uh-oh.
Because the Girl Scouts of Western New York have been forced to lay some people off.
Wait, they lay people. Wait, who? Who would they lay
Learning
off?
a lot
They're
about the production of it all.
Well,
They
yeah,
have
I mean,
employees.
did you see the story, Kimmy?
Yeah.
Like, there's just like, what do you do for a living? Down there at the old Girl Scout HQ.
Yeah. Well,
Busting my ass 5 days a week. They don't appreciate me.
well, didn't you just get in a girl fight the night before?
Yeah, hell yeah. So I got this shiner.
How else would the Girl Scouts run if you weren't paying people to run the Girl Scouts?
I never
stupid?
really thought about having a job that I always thought it was like all volunteers for some reason.
No, I mean, okay, look, we'll get into that.
I'm learning a lot. You're learning a lot today about women. I'm learning a lot today.
We're
about
all
the Girl
You're
Scouts.
right.
This is a growth experience for both of us.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But it's why they had to lay off these Girl Scout employees,
why?
which is so mind-blowing. And we'll get into it next here in the break room on 96.5 WCMF. This is a big deal, man.
What's going on?
It's an American institution that is struggling. It is struggling.
How is it struggling? Everybody's dying to get this stuff.
Well, that's just it. It seems they are not dying to get this stuff, and that might be the most shocking part of the story because we have let these girls down.
Oh, man.
We have let these girls down, and it is now on us to stuff our faces to make sure that these young ladies have a place to grow.
Is the attendance down?
There's a couple of factors.
Nobody wants to serve anymore?
There's a couple of factors. You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5. WCMF, just after 6:45, the State Department of State Department of Environmental Conservation is putting out a warning this week to folks in New York to stay away from these animals. And Kimmy, it seems the only reason we see these warnings is because somebody has done something stupid.
Somebody
broke
F
the
with the animal.
Somebody did something I didn't think you'd think to do.
Well, that's just it. When it comes to this specific animal, what would lead you to want to
touch it?
Yeah. Don't touch.
Don't feed it. Leave it alone.
We'll tell you which animal we're talking about, and we'll get to it just after 6:45 here in the break room on CMF. Over the weekend, the Girl Scouts of Western New York announced they are being forced to lay off staff members.
Wow.
So story on News 10.
Just like an Elon Musk thing, or are they just doing it on their own?
I think this is a separate thing. I don't know if Doge got into the Girl Scouts yet. But story on News 10 says they had to cut 17 staff positions.
Okay.
Which means, man, they must have a lot of employees over there at Girl Scouts.
So there's like a headquarters around here.
Okay, let's break this down because I know you're not going to be able to let this go.
No, I'm just I don't know.
Why are you having such a hard time understanding that some people are paid to work for the Girl Scouts?
I thought it was just a voluntary thing.
I understand that, like, moms that will be, like, heads of...
like a den mother.
Well, that's Boy Scouts. What do you call Girl Scouts? What's a leader?
Mothers? Troop leader? I thought they
troop
were
leader. Troop leader. Thank you.
Mother Superior.
That's the Catholic Church.
Oh.
Yeah. But, like, I get those are volunteers. I'm saying, like, people that, like, run the books, do, like, their PR campaign.
I didn't know there was, like, a local organization.
You thought everybody volunteered up and down.
Yes.
You're running a cookie empire and nobody's...
Cookie empire. You ain't Keebler.
Kind of are Keebler.
Keep the books, right?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so they're cutting people because the girls aren't doing it anymore?
Okay, so they give a...
Because you pay dues, right?
I assume so.
You got to kick a little something upstairs.
Now, here's the thing. I was never a Girl Scout, believe it or not, and I don't think my sisters did Girl Scouts. At least I don't remember. So I am naive to the world of Girl Scouts. 252-WCMF if you want to help fill us in. But they give a couple of reasons why they had to do this.
What do they say?
The first one, declining membership.
All right.
Fewer girls want to be Girl Scouts. But the most shocking from the story, and I quote, a significant drop in cookie sales.
So nobody's eating. You love this stuff.
Everybody, I thought everybody loved them.
You two, every year you go nuts for this stuff.
Yeah, I just bought more from a listener after last week
but
saying I needed a plug.
I always crapped on it, but maybe I was right because, I said they weren't great cookies.
They're great cookies.
And you can get the cookies anywhere.
No, you can't get the cookies anywhere.
No, see, he's bringing up a point, and we get these calls every time we talk about Girl Scout cookies. They have made some, as we've referred to as dupes.
That's what the kids are calling them, dupes.
Over the past few years,
fake.
people will say, "Oh, you could get the same cookies at Wegmans or Tops or Costco."
Well, those people are that dumb. That's how they talk.
That's all they sound. That's all they sound like. Yes.
I am not full cookie.
Every single one sounds like that.
I'm eating dupes in my mouth.
The dupe cookie.
You got dupe mouth.
But I think that there are a lot of people who would normally purchase those cookies from the Girl Scouts, but they have decided that they want to save money.
So they're cheaper.
Yeah, they don't want to participate in the Girl Scout part of it. They just want the cookies.
But I don't know if the cookies are cheaper. I guess it would just be you would have access to them year round.
I think they are a little cheaper.
Are they?
But you're not getting the real thing.
So they're like some of these discount grocery stores, do they sell this stuff?
Well, okay, so
like Aldi's and
Aldi's has some that people swear are the same. They're not. I've had them. Keebler, I believe, makes some now that they're different names, but they're supposed to taste the same. Do not taste the same.
What about Dollar? Is it Dollar General? The one that big
Dollar General. Yeah, remember when they Dollar General had to cut back so they remove all their R's? Dollar.
But aren't they like in every little town?
I'm going down to Georgia. I get a couple of. Hey, see if they got any L's or they don't. Just
Jupe.
Georgia, back. I love when you start doing an impression. You can't get out of that impression for the rest of the break.
I'm locked in, man.
You got a terminal case of dupe mouth. I don't know. I haven't heard about the Dollar General. Have you heard of the Dollar General?
I'm asking you.
I don't
you do more busted food than I do.
The only reason I've had the fakes is because I had a buddy that had and was like, try them, and I tried it, and it was not even close to Girl Scout cookies. Not even close.
Sure, they're still good. It's just like I think the whole point of the Girl Scout cookies, you feel like you're doing something to help out.
You're
the
giving
Girl
back
Scouts.
to the country that is so great.
No, and that's just it, right? Like, Girl Scout cookies are
And
not...
It's always fun when they show up as a surprise.
100%.
Like, oh, I forgot I ordered these.
And, Kimmy, they're relatively inexpensive. It's a couple of bucks a box, but I think Kimmy hit it on the head.
What's up?
You are eating cookies for the kids.
Yes.
It's supposed to take away the guilt that you would normally feel for eating other not good for you food, junk food, right? Like, yes, these cookies are not great for me, but every Thin Mint I pop in my mouth like it's a Pez dispenser is helping some girl become an entrepreneur, get involved in STEM, or become a young leader. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm ashamed of all of this. I'm ashamed of all of us.
So what are these kids doing now? If they're not doing Girl Scouts, they getting more involved in like school sports and stuff?
I would assume sports probably takes a lot, but I guess you could be...
Because your daughters couldn't do this with their schedule.
Yeah, my daughters never wanted to be Girl Scouts. I do understand the irony of me yelling about this and my daughters not being involved in Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
I guess that's on me. Yeah, I would assume sports is taking a chunk out of it.
Yeah.
I mean...
Or just any activity after school.
I don't know. Is Scouts uncool now? Was Scouts ever cool?
I don't know if Scouts were like cool. You mean like scouting in general, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts?
Well, I understand why the Boy Scouts have seen the declines they've seen.
Yeah. They
Based
kind of
on
brought that on
stories.
themselves.
Yeah. But I don't remember the Girl Scouts being wrapped up in...
No, I didn't. No controversy that I can think
remember
of.
really wanting to do it as a kid, but I think my parents were like, we don't want to make that commitment.
They shut it down?
I mean, I don't know if they necessarily shut it down, but they just never brought it up again.
I see.
You know?
I see. Which you would understand.
We'll wait for her to really push for it.
You would understand why Kimmy would want in.
Why is that?
Unlimited
Cookies.
cookie access.
Oh, yeah.
252 WCMF. Again, a story on News 10 over the weekend says that the Girl Scouts of Western New York has been forced to lay off staff. They said they cut 17 staff positions. They blame declining membership, but the most shocking, quote, a significant drop in cookie sales. We're not buying Girl Scout cookies anymore. I thought we were America.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Brian. Hey, Brian, how are you, buddy?
Not bad, you.
Good. What's up, man?
The Girl Scouts want to make more money, lower the price of cookies, and put more cookies in the box.
Hold on, let me write that down. That's a brilliant plan. More for less would help boost sales.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, Brian, let me ask you a question, buddy. So, did you used to enjoy Girl Scout cookies?
Love them.
Okay, you don't enjoy them anymore.
No, because they're too damn expensive.
Too rich for his blood.
Okay.
Thank you.
So again,
How much is a box of cookies? Like $4?
$3 or $4 depending on the cookie.
That sounds pretty
you
reasonable.
just
They're 10 around here.
They're not 10.
They're 10 around here.
Whoever claims they're a Girl Scout is ripping you off, Brian. They're not. Yeah, $10. Give me Brian right now. They call him Sucker Brian out where he's from, and he's got a bad case of tooth mouth.
But you don't live out where you live.
Wait, Brian, it's a fundraiser for the kids, man.
I get that, but still.
Usually you follow up with
Do
something
you just
there.
abstain from cookies now?
He doesn't want them to be that successful.
Okay, Brian, so you've gone to what other cookies have you replaced the Girl Scout cookies with?
Keeblers and Little Debbie's.
I just want to point out my impression was spot on.
Brian, put another $1 down. Go help out the girls. It's for the girls, Brian.
Okay.
All right, he's not going to do it.
He's
Brian,
out.
thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate
His
it.
cookie ass is out.
Keeblers.
$1 for a chocolate bar out of a box. I can get that for 75 cents at the gas station. Come on. All right. Here's what doesn't make sense.
What's that?
The Girl Scouts of America should be selling more cookies than ever because you used to have to get them exclusively from Girl Scouts a certain time of year, right? They either knocked on your door and you had to buy them if you were home, or you'd get really lucky, be walking into a store somewhere, and they'd be set up out front.
Yeah, the little table.
You got it. But now you have the ability to buy Girl Scout cookies online. And if I'm not mistaken, if you know what you're doing, you could buy Girl Scout cookies online 365 days a year.
So you just have a constant cookie supply.
I believe so. Does the fact that we can get Girl Scout cookies online take away that FOMO, the fear of missing out?
Probably.
From Girl Scout cookies?
Yeah.
Because, like, you
didn't earn it.
That idea of, like, well, no, that's not what I'm saying.
No, but, like, there was a little process. You met the kid. They were neighborhood kids. To your point, there was a face. You said giving back to a kid. Well, If I'm just ordering them online, I'm not getting that same experience.
Okay.
Like I'm like helping a child out.
No, but you are.
I'm not seeing that kid on my door.
I mean, it
Now
does-
it's just a business.
yeah.
I'm just ordering. And now it's Amazon.
I guess to your point, it doesn't feel
Right.
There's
no connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't feel as like you're doing as much good.
So you're telling me, you two are telling me.
Because the guilt sale you would get when the kid comes up to the door, you bought a couple extra boxes because you just felt guilty.
No, but it's not like the kids aren't knocking on doors. That still exists. You just also get the online option. You're telling me
But
that
you're making it easier. So, I mean, why would I not do that if I'm a big cookie freak?
I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here, and the phone number is 252-WCMF. You're telling me that you only buy, like, do good, charity, if you can see the charity in front of your face.
Well, yeah. I don't just I don't set out in the morning and go, oh, I have $20. I'm going to give it to somebody.
No, I understand. It's
Like
not
if
what
Wegmans wants me to round it up, then you got to ask me.
No, but
Yeah, 'cause
you're
I
not
would-
seeing the person who you're rounding up that's getting the
But
money.
I have to be approached physically. I mean, if I got an email from Wegmans saying, hey, you want to donate to some school thing, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
If the cashier, I have to be spoken to. I think that's most people.
Yeah,
It's
but
just like it's now when it's out of sight, out of mind. But when I see that the Girl Scout stand set
Yeah.
up in front of that store, I'm like, nah,
It's a
I'm gonna get
reminder.
some. I wasn't setting out to do that.
But if you
day.
got an email, it's nothing.
Now, the out of sight, out of
Falls
mind.
flat.
The out of sight, out of mind, I get.
Yeah.
That I understand. What you are telling me, and what you just, because now you're trying to spin it in
No,
Kimmy's
no,
because you
I'll be-
realize how
I'll be
bad you
straight
said.
up.
No. What you're telling me is I will not help you unless I can see you.
Yes.
Unless there is instant guilt for me having to tell you no.
I need a face to that pain.
Okay. It's
Or
not
that
pain.
Well, he's
or
not a
the
cookie
achievement. That's to achievement.
That makes you a bad person.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
makes me a
does.
human being, man. Tickle my senses. Give me something.
Like
You
cookies?
want my
Yeah. Like online where it's
But
going
talk
to
to me.
Okay.
Give me a pitch. I mean, I thought you were trying to teach these girls how to be like leaders and sales.
They are still doing that.
online.
No. Okay. Again, you do what you always do. They have not started exclusively selling online. They're still knocking on doors. Online has just added to the ability to buy.
And you know what killed it too?
Oh,
a lot of
please,
it
Please.
was the office sales pitch from moms and dads,
That's
which
been
doesn't
around
really
since
teach your
forever.
kid crap.
No, but that
any
you.
fundraiser, like you're gonna get hit with that at the workplace.
No, I think it's the.
But that doesn't teach your kid nothing.
I think it does the opposite. I think that the fact that there have been fewer people in offices the last couple of
Oh,
years
that could hurt it.
may be why.
Could
I love how
be.
you make a point and then I make the counterpoint. You go, yeah, that's what I'm trying
That
to say.
too, yeah.
You go, all right. Well, look, you do realize if we don't support this, it goes away.
Does it matter?
Yes, it matters to me.
I mean, I don't think it makes a difference in girls' lives.
Based on what?
Oh.
What do you?
I never. Who's the most famous Girl Scout?
I don't know. Who's the most famous Boy Scout?
Oh, Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford was an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, okay. That's.
And locally it was Kip Palmer.
How about from Palmer's Meat Market?
Yeah, he was an Eagle Scout.
Okay.
It's in the ad.
No, I got. Okay, fine.
I would say like the biggest Girl Scout had to be like Oprah.
Was she a Girl Scout?
I have no idea.
Are you talking about the most famous girls?
Could you Google who is the most famous, most successful Girl Scout? Bro, it matters. Like, it all
Girls
matters.
will find other things to do.
Oh, really? What do you mean by that?
They'll find other groups to join.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know what girls do. They'll find
That's
other-
what I'm trying to tell you. You don't know what girls do.
Like your daughters play sports.
Yes.
And that's probably team building and motivation.
It
and they get all that there.
I don't get to buy cookies from them. Kimmy, what do we got?
Okay, you got Reese Witherspoon,
Oh, that's a famous Girl Scout.
Katie Couric,
Oh, big time.
All right.
Grace Kelly,
Ah.
Wait, the actress?
Yeah.
Grace Kelly, the old lady?
Lucille Ball was a Girl Scout.
Don't say old because you named Gerald Ford to start off with the Boy Scouts, so don't even try
Do you know
to
they dated?
Gerald Ford, Lucille Ball.
Dated.
When she was with Desi? Is that, yeah?
No, before Desi.
Before Desi. Okay.
Yeah, no, she was a model.
So was he.
Desi?
No. Gerald Ford.
What was a model?
He was on the cover of Vogue. You didn't know this?
Oh, he was.
How much you want to bet?
Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford
Oh,
was
it
on
was
the cover of
French
Vogue
fashion magazine, Vogue.
Kimmy, Google
For
it
what?
right now.
When?
Google what magazine was
Before
Gerald
he was
Ford.
president.
When he was at University of Michigan as a model. He
Was
played-
it a cover? Wait. So you're telling me in the 50s, Gerald Ford was on a woman's magazine's cover?
Yes. Look me in the face.
I'm looking
This
at
is
you.
my serious face. Kimmy?
Time?
Cover of Time. Same thing.
Big
It was
difference,
before.
man. He was a
That's not-
model.
He was but he was on the cover of Time.
Yeah, because they won a
but that's
national
No,
championship.
that's
with
not
Michigan.
why. He was he modeled for the cover for another story.
Wait. He was featured on the cover of Cosmopolitan.
That was Burt Reynolds, and he was naked.
In 1942 in his Navy uniform.
See that right there?
Yeah.
That's my Gerald Ford middle finger.
You know what you could do with that finger?
What's that?
Yeah, you know where.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brown it up good.
Let's take a break.
All right. Well, thank you all for your service.
Shut up.
Oprah, Lucille Ball.
Gerald Ford on the cover of Cosmopolitan. The state usually only issues these warnings when somebody does something stupid.
What happened?
And like this is as stupid as it can get because I understand that there's a fascination with wildlife.
Are they doing it right now?
Well, they're issuing the warning. We don't have an actual story, but Kimmy, the only reason they do these stories is somebody effed up.
Yeah.
I get the fascination with certain types of wildlife.
But you should leave all of it alone.
Well, but this one isn't even like cute or adorable. So why you would want to get near one of these things with
or
all
keep it around?
I mean, Kimmy, everyone knows how dangerous these can be, right?
I thought so.
Okay.
We'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. When we see warnings like this, we see them for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They only remind us don't do something when people have done something. But here's the thing. There is not a reason to do this, like in any way at all. In fact, it's dangerous to do this ever. And you would think at this point most everyone knows not to do anything.
You should.
Like this.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but you should.
So what the hell happened where the state is coming out of nowhere and saying, hey, please stop messing with this type of wildlife?
So what are they messing?
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5, WCMF, just after 7 o'clock. If you are married in a long-term relationship, every once in a while, you got to get away.
Yeah.
If you got kids especially, a little romantic weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Get that spark going again, spend a little alone time. My wife and I had that experience this weekend.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely wonderful up until a certain point.
Uh-oh.
And, you said it this morning. There's a lot of pressure that comes along with a romantic weekend.
Oh, sure.
But for some reason, and I don't think I'm the only one that goes through this.
What happened?
Every time you have that romantic weekend and you go take that little trip and you spend that money, something terrible will happen. And we'll get into it just after 7 o'clock here in the break room on CMF. Tommy, over the weekend?
Yeah.
The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation put out a message.
Uh-oh.
Steer clear.
Steer clear.
Of coyotes.
Cow.
That's right. They want New York residents to remember to avoid any contact or conflict with those dirty dog-looking SOBs. And we are in coyote country up here.
Oh, yeah.
In the greater Rochester area. In fact, there have been several coyote sightings recently, according to News 8. So, Kimmy, you saw this story?
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere.
Yep.
And you had a question.
Yeah, because there's some advice in there, and I kind of thought it was pretty obvious advice, but I guess not, considering they have to come out and say it.
Okay.
The one that stood out to me was do not feed the coyotes.
Yeah. Don't put a bowl out for them.
Why on earth would you feed the coyotes?
Okay. Somebody's been feeding coyotes,
Yes.
is what it kind of sounds like.
I wouldn't even know what to feed them.
They'll eat just about anything you put out there.
It's true.
If it smells, they'll eat it.
All right.
No, that's why your mother needs to stay inside.
252 WCMF.
Very dangerous for her right now.
252-9263. Shut up.
Well, he's having a good time.
Look, if you listen to the break room, you know well we are not wildlife people.
Yes.
So
But I do know the basics.
No, I get it. I
Yeah.
agree with you. Don't
Yeah.
feed coyotes. What I'm asking is, because I sit here like you, Kimmy, flummoxed as to why anyone would want to feed a coyote. Is there a legitimate reason why someone would want to feed or interact with a coyote? Like, what, other than I'm an idiot, reason would there be to try and interact with a coyote? Like, do people take them in as pets? Are there pet coyotes?
I can't imagine that lasts very long.
I mean, like, do they keep other more dangerous things away, and that's why you'd want them around? Because I would have thought coyotes like one of the, if not the most dangerous thing in our area.
Yeah, I mean, that's like top varmint.
Right?
I'm thinking as a coyote. Because this look like scrawny German shepherds.
Yeah. So what, 252-WCMF, 252-9263, what reason would
you intentionally feed, not like you left food out by
Yeah.
accident for like some other animal or something.
I am gathering the coyotes to where I am, outside of being a complete idiot, 252-WCMF, is there something we don't know?
Right.
Because I guess it's also possible that there are people too stupid to realize
You shouldn't feed them?
Well, or how dangerous coyotes
Yeah,
are.
they're not friendly.
Yeah, like they just see what looks like a dog and like, oh, that's a wild dog.
Do they
Yeah.
think it's like a lost dog or something?
We have seen those stories
Yeah.
where people assume it's like a scrawny dog
Yeah.
that's starving to death, so they try and take
Okay.
care of it.
Okay.
But I thought they were bigger than most dogs.
They range.
They kind of look like a shepherd. I mean,
Yeah.
about the same size.
Yeah.
But skinny.
252-WCMF. All right, let's get some experts
All
in
right.
here. Thanksgiving Mike's on CMF. Hey, Mike, how are you, buddy?
I'm not an expert, but I will say this. So there's this dude that's on YouTube, and he has this coyote that kind of hangs around his house, and it's become part of the pet family. I'm thinking there's a lot of people that see this crap, and they go, this is awesome. If you look it up, it's Weave the Coyote. The dude he has a dog and a coyote, and a raccoon comes by, and he feeds them, and they hang out, and they play and stuff like this. And I'm thinking that people see this crap and they're like, oh, it's just, I see Weave the Coyote. It's awesome. He's like the cutest thing in the world. and the thing could rip your face off.
Okay, not a bad theory. I also love how you're like, this is stupid. Here's where you can find it online.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm obsessed with it. I think it is awesome, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, this guy's a moron.
Okay, all
it's
right.
going to end horribly.
It's like a tragic train accident, but you got to watch it. You're just like so fascinated by it.
All right, Mike, I'm going to ask you a question here, and I understand that you got all wrapped up in the excitement of Weave the Coyote. Is it possible, Mike, that that's just like a
German Shepherd
or a coyote that was raised by him that he makes it seem like it's a wild coyote?
Well, so I think that he may have come across it when it was real young, like the mother may have abandoned it or whatnot. But it he has videos of the thing making a den in his backyard, and the thing comes by his house every day. And just check it out; you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But it's like it's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, yeah, man, I dig a coyote. And then it's just like, then you see him in the wild, like, yeah, that's not Weave the Coyote that I'm looking at.
All right, so unless you see Weave the Coyote, leave
the
him
official.
alone. Yeah, the official
Weave
coyote.
Is cool. Weave is cool. Other coyotes not cool.
All right, Mike, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. Terrible advice, by the way. We don't even know if Weave the Coyote's cool.
We don't.
Yeah.
Right? I love it. Some of these idiots. I love it. I think it's great. It's awesome. 252 WCMF. Again, we're talking about the state DEC put out a warning randomly over the weekend to tell people in New York State to avoid coyotes. And the only reason they normally do this is something happened. And one of the tips they give is don't feed coyotes.
Don't interact.
Exactly. Kimmy's trying to figure out why someone would want to feed a coyote. And past Weave the Coyote, past the misunderstandings of how dangerous coyotes can actually be, what is most mind-blowing about this
What's that?
is when you are up close and personal with a coyote, they are super intimidating.
Yes, they are.
They're bigger than you think. He got teeth, don't he?
They do.
Right?
They do. And they usually run in packs. So usually if you see one, there's probably a couple more hanging around.
Just waiting, staring at you from a distance. Like they're always faster, more agile, stronger than you think they would be when you see them far away. So, like, Kimmy, I would have thought if you got up close and personal, you would realize the mistake you made immediately.
And it's too late.
Yeah.
They snap.
I mean, how often do coyotes attack people?
I mean, we would hear about it.
Yeah.
Would we?
Yeah. Every time
I mean,
You don't
we've
think
heard
they
about,
bit by
like
a fox or
we've heard about fox attacking people.
Yeah.
I've never heard the coyote story.
Unless Big Coyote's keeping it quiet.
it could be.
You know what I'm saying?
Big C.
Weave and his associates. No, but like that goes for most wild animals around here, bro.
Just leave all of them alone. Yes.
That's just it. Like even an animal as docile as a deer, like when you get up close to one of those suckers, you realize even though they are calm, how much damage it could do if it really wanted to F things up. Like
we got scared. You know?
Even those does, man, like they're huge.
You know how women are, man. They look at us and like, Jesus Christ, they'll take you down in 20 years.
And they're not going to buy you a drink.
No, they ain't.
So luckily, not only do we have News 8 and the state DEC to tell us to stay away from the coyotes.
Yeah. Who else?
We also have some great tips.
Okay.
If you find yourself involuntarily
come across one
face to face,
like if you're on a trail or something.
You got it. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, it says 1, if you see a coyote, be assertive. Stand tall, hold your arms out or up to appear larger. Not like you're doing an airplane. No, it says out or up. You're not doing.
I'm not sure what's happening.
What are you
here.
doing? Okay.
Little disco move.
But Tommy, let's say that doesn't work.
All right.
Then, if a coyote lingers, you then make loud noises, which will be fine for you. You then commence to waving your arms, much like you were just doing.
Okay.
And then it says to throw sticks and stones at the coyote.
What if that pisses them off?
It says like they scare off pretty easily.
All right.
But that sounds like I could also piss him off. Like, let's say I hit him and now he's pissed.
Well, but do they get pissed or do they get scared?
I don't know.
Well,
you just hit him with a rock.
This says they get scared.
So just throw things at them.
All right. I love.
So,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
only 2 fatal coyote attacks have been recorded in modern history.
Okay, that's good.
How
What?
many?
Weave's
2.
grandfather
Oh, no, we lost him.
took him down. No,
Okay.
Weave's grandfather took down.
Oh,
Now, I love how we start this break
yeah.
with you screaming into a microphone. Do what the DEC says.
Yeah, leave him alone.
Right. Yeah. And like follow the expert advice. And then I give you the expert advice, and you look me in the face and you want to argue with it.
Because they're saying 2 different things. They're saying leave him alone, don't interact. Oh, if you see one, chuck a stone at it.
That's not what
throw
I said.
sticks at it.
That's not what I said.
That's what you just
No.
said.
It said if you find yourself involuntarily face to face with a
Face-to-face.
coyote, like you said, you're walking a
Reach
trail,
down slow and grab a rock.
you're in your backyard.
Got my rock now. It says welcome. I'm going to hit you with it. First, I got to take out my spare key. And I see I curse at him. Like, goddamn coyote.
Now, by the way, they did say if none of those things work, there is one last option, and this could be really dangerous for the coyote.
What's that?
Play a segment from the Odyssey app of the break room, and that'll chase the thing off.
All right.
Ears will start bleeding.
Sure.
Tommy
So they
Muley,
have taste.
female and coyote repellent. So do that. Just leave it alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing, too, that's a problem,
What's
and
that?
maybe this is why we're seeing so many more, like, wildlife interactions. You know, we've talked about how buying a home in the greater Rochester area is almost impossible, right? And how companies are building homes as fast as they
Yeah,
can.
so you're going into
Going further and
like
further
where you
out.
live.
So, like, when I bought my house...
That was farmland.
Yeah, 13 years ago, we were the only neighborhood around, and
Yeah.
now you can't... It's insane how fast these housing tracts went up. But you're right. It was all open land, so these animals don't really have anywhere to go.
That's right.
And we're building on, their condos.
We're intruding.
Look, I don't mean to sound like, nature guy. I'm not a nature guy, but, like,
It's bound to happen.
it's gonna happen more the more we keep doing this
Yeah,
stuff.
we're pushing in.
There you go. So unless you want to have a roommate as a coyote's a roommate.
And just stay off the internet watching people screw around with wild animals.
Also, well, here's the thing, though.
But you do this, though.
I do.
And Thanksgiving Mike,
Baby animals.
he really sold that Weave the Coyote video. I
Yeah,
kind of
he
want to
did.
go watch
It's
it,
adorable.
too. Yeah, but then
One big happy wildlife family.
hey, don't be like Weave.
No.
Let's take a break.
All right.
I think you hit it right on the head this morning.
Whatever.
When it comes to the romantic weekend with your partner, pressure.
Yeah, because you're labeling.
Yeah, you're right. And look, for most of us, if you have the opportunity, you and your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, going off for a night alone,
Yeah.
right? Like, you're spending money,
Oh, yeah.
all right, and you don't get it all that often.
No.
So you want it to be perfect. Unfortunately, it never goes perfect. In fact, most of the time,
Yep.
it goes the opposite of perfect. And after an experience I had on Saturday night, oh my God,
That bad.
why every time you plan a weekend, a night away with your partner,
Yeah.
does something go terribly wrong? And we'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. You got to keep that spark alive in your relationship.
Got to keep it lit.
Right? Spend time together, do special stuff, plan something just for the two of you.
Yeah.
That's why the romantic weekend was invented. However, there is this weird phenomenon that's been happening.
What happened?
And I don't think it's just with my wife and I. Because when you have this big moment for you and your partner,
Yeah.
it kind of feels like anything and everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. Just after 7:25, 7:30, there is a now former chief of police from Wayne County that is in some serious trouble this morning. And when you find out what he allegedly took, it's pretty staggering. But, Kimmy, what is confusing about this story is the punishment would be a lot to deal with. And the embarrassment would be even worse maybe to deal with. But you being in this world now with your husband having the job that he has, you're not going to have a friend left on the planet after something like this.
Oh, that bad.
We'll get to it just after 7:30 here in the break room on CMF. So, Tommy,
You know what?
over the weekend, my wife and I had a little romantic getaway.
Nice.
Yeah. My wife, she loves these bed and breakfast
Yeah,
hotels.
yeah. You love them too, right?
Oh, yeah. No, they're great. It's like if you wanted to get sexy in your grandma's house. Play Parcheesi, look at the flower wallpaper, and then do your thing. So we went to this place an hour, 15 minutes away. I don't even know, right? And here we are.
Yeah.
We're in this little town tonight where we can go out, we can have fun, no kids, night to ourselves.
Yeah.
And we go and have dinner, and it's nice.
Okay.
And then we find this little towny bar thing, and we go in, and we have a couple of drinks, and we're having a blast.
Perfect.
Everybody inside is cool.
Yeah.
They got, hockey games on TV. We're gambling a little bit. We're playing music on the jukebox. Awesome. Could not be better. So around 9:30, I go, you know what? Let's get some wings.
Oh, okay.
Let's get some wings. Hey, it's a date night.
All right.
Yeah, let's split some wings. So out come the wings, and I start hammering them, right?
Hammering wings?
The wings, yeah. And they're really saucy, and I've had a lot to drink, so I'm just And you know
What's
how
your typical Saturday night for you back in the day after your comedy show?
wow.
When do I get paid?
So here's the problem.
What?
Kimmy, you've seen me eat wings. I go finger on the end,
I'm
bite.
trying to think, have I seen you eat wings?
You took a video of me eating wings after a Red Wings game. Bottom line is this.
Yeah.
I don't look at them. Bite, pull, swallow.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I only eat, I prefer the flats, so I'm eating the flats.
You clean it in one bite.
You got it. So I've eaten 3 of these wings, and my wife decides she's going to have one, and she takes a bite of one of the wings, and on the inside, it's completely raw.
Ooh.
Completely raw.
Oh,
Yikes.
no.
It is raw chicken. And my wife, she goes, look at this. And I go, oh.
Well, you can get really sick.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So she starts cutting open the rest of the wings. They're all raw.
So you've eaten
full
these-
raw wing.
You ate 3 raw.
The texture wasn't a little chewier
Did
than normal?
not notice.
Okay.
I mean, they were crispy on the outside. I don't know how the hell they did it.
So you could get bird flu.
I don't think. Can you get bird flu?
It's going around.
You better hope I don't get
It's
bird.
hurting the bird.
No, you got it.
No, because the chicken's getting sick.
Okay.
But I'm guessing if you don't cook the chicken
Okay.
meat,
Again,
I
if
don't
you
know. We
start
don't
with,
know.
and I'm guessing, don't say words.
well, there's a reason why we ain't got no eggs. Because the chicken is sick.
So I ate 3 raw wings.
That's not good.
I know it's not good, but here's the thing. Que sera, sera. It's already done. What can I do? And look, man, I'm a tank. No big deal. What's the worst
That
that can
means
happen?
nothing. That has nothing to do with your size. If food poisoning doesn't I'm a big guy. I don't get food poisoning.
What am I going to do at this point? What am I going to do?
Well, you'll know.
Yeah, you will. You were saying, Kimmy?
No, I was just going to add to the food poisoning knows no weight.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
we hang out for a couple more hours, have a couple more drinks, and then we head back to our room.
The booze should help kill that.
Well, so, okay, maybe you would think,
Yeah.
right? So we walk back to where we're staying, and now begins the romance portion of it.
All right.
And I am getting into bed. All of a sudden,
No.
something doesn't feel right.
Little bubbly in the
Downstairs,
tummy.
midsection or lower?
Midsection, my tummy's bubbling a little
Well,
bit.
that means it's moving.
Well, no. See, moving would have been way better. That would have been way better. Started bubbling a little bit. Then it started bubbling a lot of bit.
So you got cramps? Or you're going to throw up?
I started projectile vomiting.
No, you did not.
So
it was coming up.
Oh,
up,
yeah.
Up,
oh, my
Not
God.
down.
So I made it to the toilet, thank God.
Oh, no.
But I am naked. I am on my knees.
Afraid.
My head is on the side of this toilet seat, and I am just vomiting like I've never vomited in my life. But I have not been this sick, and God knows I don't remember. So I'm just losing it.
So date night is officially over.
Yeah, and that sucks. And if that were the end of the story, that would be one thing.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So my poor wife, she is such a trooper. She's standing over me.
Well, she's a doctor.
She's rubbing my back. Well, it's not like she can't do anything now. It's just sick, right? She's rubbing my back. So keep in mind.
You got to rub your hairy, moldy back while you puke.
Joke's on you. She's cut all my moles off of my back.
Oh, look at you,
that's right. Yeah.
Mole free.
That's right. So here's the thing. Keep in mind, in this moment, I'm drunk.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm thinking, once I throw up, I'll feel better.
Right.
Usually you do.
Yeah, when you've been
But I
drinking.
think you get a lot of chicken.
Get it out
out
once, and then you got nothing left.
There you
got
go.
raw ass chicken.
Not the case with eating raw chicken wings, it seems.
Why?
Well, I get up after I'm done, and I get back into bed for like 3 minutes, and then here it comes again. So I'm back in the bathroom. That went on for like an hour.
Ugh.
It got to one point where my wife, I am in the shower. My wife is holding me from behind around my chest like I'm a giant teddy bear.
She had to get in there with you.
She's in the
puking
shower
ass?
with me. She is holding. I'm standing.
Wait, now you're puking up in the shower?
Like, here's the thing. I would puke until there was nothing left, and I'd be
Right.
like, well, at least it's all gone. And then all of a sudden, there would be more. Like, I was puking up things I hadn't eaten in, like, decades. Kimmy, I think I saw a Go-Gurt wrapper in there at one point. Like, it was bad. It was like a 90-minute ordeal.
Oh, my God.
And it was a disaster. And all of it happened on a romantic getaway that we get once a year. One night we get all year long, and it happens. And here is my question.
What's that?
Because I don't think, I mean, I get this is an extreme story.
Yeah.
But I don't think our situation's unique. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Why does something always go wrong on the romantic getaway?
Because it's, I mean, in reality, it's just a little mini vacation.
Sure.
And every vacation I've ever gone on with somebody else, there's always an issue. Always. Something's going to happen. And the longer you stay out there, the worse it gets.
Okay, why are you making a face?
No, I was just thinking, it just feels like whenever you're out of your normal routine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It can affect your health. It can affect, like, your mental state. I think, like, even though you're going on a relaxing trip, just taking yourself out of your normal routine can mess you up.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't
You're
think there's
probably-
any...
If you don't drink a lot, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, it's time. Like, let's grab a few drinks.
Because you're
Like,
binging.
yeah.
That's why you're on vacation.
Right.
You binge.
Well, but-
eating
Booze,
food you don't
food.
normally eat.
Okay. I mean,
You
I
know,
get
whatever,
what you're
you know,
saying.
hey, because you always, get it, you're on vacation, spend.
You only live once, buddy.
Come on,
You
we'll
only
never
live
come
once.
here. Yeah. So the whole thing of spending and gorging and doing is all part of it.
Okay, maybe that's part of it. But here's the other thing. It also affects, there are things outside of where you are that'll affect it too. And parents, you know exactly what I mean, 252-WCMF, because if things go well where you are, something will happen at home.
Yes.
The babysitter will have an issue. Your kid will get sick or something while you're gone. Something's going to happen in your or your partner's extended family. Like, it seems if you are spending the money to get away and you have time to romance the pants off your significant other, the universe will always conspire against you.
You will be punished for having fun.
Yes, exactly.
Or attempting to have fun.
Yes. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Let's talk to Bob. Hey, Bobo, how are you, buddy?
Hey, guys. So, Duffy, I have a story that's worse than your chicken wing story.
Oh.
So, wife and I go out one night, go have a nice dinner, whatever. Come back home. We are the proud new owners of a pool that's in our house because the toilet line that fills the back of your toilet had broke while we were gone and was just spraying water for the 3 hours we were gone.
3 hours?
Oh.
Like your house is like totaled.
Yeah, not totaled because it was downstairs, but we had like a good inch and a half of water on the floor for most of the downstairs.
Yep, that'll do it.
And like
That'll
you went out,
ruin date night.
you spend the time,
I
you
know.
spend the money.
Spent the money already.
Having
Bob,
a
I'm
great
sure-
time, probably.
I'm sure you're looking forward to walking through that door and getting some of the best action of the last 12 months, and now you're dealing with trying to turn off a water line and fixing all your damn stuff.
Toilet water.
But not only that, but you walk in and it's like, why is there an inch and a half of water on the floor?
Like you step in water walking in your house.
And not in like the fun date night
Exactly.
way. Bob, thanks for
No,
the...
it-
I'm sorry, buddy.
All
Go
right.
ahead. Thanks, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. There goes Bob. Look, I want to sympathize with Bob, but I was dry heaving for 90 minutes, so I'm going to take mine was worse.
It's like all vacations are jinxed to some degree.
But okay, here's the thing. You're
What's
right, but like when you're with the whole family on a vacation, you can roll with the
You
punches.
expect some things to be off.
Exactly. It is just something about the 24, because every time my wife and I try to get out of town to do something, something will happen. And you know what, Kimmy? You might be right. The pressure, because you brought up pressure this morning.
Yeah, because, you're going to have romance.
It does feel like my wife and I were doing all we could to soak up all the freedom that we had in those moments. Like going out, being adults, right? If we hadn't felt that pressure to get in all the fun we could while the kids were in there, I'm not going to be ordering wings at 10 o'clock in a bar who sets their deep fryer with salmonella. You know what I mean? But, like, there can be this strange stress and tension when you have these opportunities only because you want everything to go well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing this for her.
Yes.
She wants this romantic weekend away. Like, most guys, like, I can be romantic right here in my bed.
Yes.
Right?
You don't need a destination.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, it's like when a pitcher has a perfect game going into, like, the 7th or the 8th.
Yeah.
Where, like, there was so much tension and stress not wanting to screw this
Starts
up.
to build.
You are absolutely going to screw this up with, like, 2 outs left in the ninth.
And then here comes Lasorda.
Exactly.
Pulling you out of the bed.
What would that sound like?
Here comes Lasorda. He doesn't look happy. Looks like he's got a nice glass of Jack Daniels there in his hand. Now, you too can enjoy old number 7 at home, but do it responsibly.
You know what makes me laugh about this?
What's that?
Is you too, and I'm not trying to be like, gatekeeper guy.
Mm-hmm.
But
You can't understand only because you and your wife have the house to yourself at all times.
Mm-hmm.
You and your husband, Kimmy, have the house to yourself at all times.
They're wide open.
So anytime you want to have a night where you go out and have fun and come home and do whatever you want, you can. Like my wife and I don't have that.
True.
We get it once a year, maybe twice a year. And for that to happen, like, oh, God. And I put in all that work only to throw up for 90 minutes. I didn't even get my, you know what I'm saying? I was charming. I combed my hair.
Yeah.
You know?
that's too because she's got to take care of you. Now.
Yes.
Like
Yes, she did.
It's affecting both of you.
But you only had that one night, right?
Yeah, that was it. No, we checked out the next morning. And here's the other thing, too. Like, at 252 WCMF, my wife and I go for this romantic weekend, this bed and breakfast, like an hour and a half away. We went out to dinner. We go to have drinks at this bar around 10 o'clock, drinking, having fun. We get some chicken wings. I hammer 3 of them. I'm not even looking at them. My wife takes a bite of one. It's raw on the inside. She cuts the rest of them open. They're all raw. I've already had 3. What are we going to do? What option? We get back to the room like an hour and a half later where we're about to get all romantic, and I started throwing up for 90 minutes thanks to raw chicken wings.
The night went from champagne to ginger ale real quick.
Oh, that would have been beautiful had you not tripped over it at the end.
Damn.
No, but like to your point about her having to take care of me, right? Like I'm not the most attractive naked man.
No man is.
Yeah.
So, like,
why were you naked throwing up?
Because I was getting into bed.
It was sex time.
Yeah.
Oh, like it happened right up to that point.
No, like we were back in our room.
Oh, I thought like you just got back and stripped down and started.
Well, you kind of would.
Yeah, turn on.
You just had drinks. You went back to the hotel. It's sex time.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna digest a little first.
No, I had time to digest. We were there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Mrs. Romance. I'd like to have some romantic time now, but I'm going to digest it.
Do you have an aperitif I could enjoy?
Let's see what's on TV for a few minutes.
Oh, you said your stomach was bubbling.
I think the
so
Rangers are
right
on.
to it.
Well, no, it didn't start bubbling until like I sat down on the bed. I was like, oh no. Here's the worst part.
What's that?
So like this bed and breakfast, it's like this old, I don't know what it is.
An old house.
But like the women that now love this whole thing, because it's become popular again.
Oh, yeah.
Like this go to your grandma's house for like a romantic evening, right? Like these houses are ancient. The walls are paper thin, so I was absolutely ruining someone else's weekend also by but the mirror is across from the shower.
Yeah.
So there is one point where my wife
Caught
is
yourself?
Yes, she's behind me. I am naked in the shower, and we're both naked in the shower. She's holding me up from my rib cage. I like glance over.
So you can see yourself.
I'm watching, like, this is the worst. My poor wife.
Yeah.
And I keep going, like, I'm sorry. It's okay. It's not your
So what was she just comforting you?
No, well, I think she was afraid I was going to, like, I was violently throwing up so much, like, I would,
Pass
like,
out?
fall over or something. I don't know. She said she was scared. Like, she also told me the next morning, like, she stayed up all night and watched me.
Wait, so you were puking in the shower?
Yeah, she got me
You're
into the
a
shower.
Actually,
puker?
that's great. That's one of the best experiences I've ever had when I've gotten sick on the road. Is like hungover. I'm in the shower and all done. It's a one-stop cleanup.
Yep.
Done.
I lived with a roommate who was a shower puker. That was the worst.
Okay, I'm not a standard shower puker.
Okay.
I'm normally a toilet puker.
Well, it had to be awkward being behind her like that and seeing each other in the mirror.
No, I'm saying like the aftermath the next day. Puke in the shower,
Well,
clogged it up.
Oh, you wash it out.
Yeah,
right?
you
No,
turn
it
the thing on.
clogs the shower.
Well, yeah.
Well, look, not my shower.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
That's your
yeah.
hotel.
Not my business. So,
Poor maid.
well, no, I kept telling my wife, like, just like give me the pillow, just let me sleep
Yeah.
in the shower, just in case anything else happens. She wouldn't let me do it. She insisted on taking care of
Yeah,
me
'cause
all
then
night.
she's got to check on you every,
That sucks.
few minutes.
There is a weird side effect though,
What's that?
because like I don't know about you, but like whenever I have a romantic weekend, something will go wrong because of something stupid I did or said.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? So like the ride home, I would say like 60% of the time is a little tense just
Yeah.
based on my own thing. That night,
Yeah.
on Saturday night, she's got to take care of me all night because I'm sick from the raw chicken wings, right? We don't get to accomplish any of our goals
No.
set out with this romantic weekend. Yet it was the happiest she's ever been
Well,
with.
because you bonded over a stressful situation.
Was it a bonding? Because
Oh, it
I
had
was
to
just
be.
there. I think that's like
She
because
got to nurture you.
I think that's it.
I mean, yeah.
Like
I
she
mean,
took care of me. Like it
yeah.
was the most romantic ride home ever after I had been puking all
Yeah.
over.
You're like a wounded, hairy, puking bird.
But like I don't know what that says for my relationship. Where like the best ride home we've ever had is after I was puking after eating raw chicken
It's
wings
a
all
different
night.
type of bonding experience.
But just
It brings
bring
you
it.
closer together.
No,
Yeah.
I get it. I felt terrible.
Well, yeah, man, because you kind of wasted a night.
I did, and like
And that's a lingering, terrible feeling. That doesn't just go away after a night on the toilet.
Especially when I'm checking out, and I go, well, that just cost me X amount of dollars.
no, yeah, you know you want to know. But to your
Just
point,
to be sick.
to your-
sick.
yeah, you're right. But to your point, like I'm still not 100%
You didn't
back
even
to
get to enjoy a
baseline.
cheat day after.
Nope, I didn't eat nothing yesterday.
So you getting a rematch? Are you going to rebook?
Well, that's just it. Like, do I do this again?
Well, yeah, just stay away from raw chicken.
Thank you. I didn't. Hey, I didn't go out of my way looking for
No,
raw
so what do
chicken.
you say-
Put it
so
out
why
on the
wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you rebook it?
Well, because like this discussion we're having, every time we go over romantic weekends, something happens.
Well, so you think you're never having another one? You got to get around two.
I don't know. My kids will be out of the house in the next 7 years.
No, you need a redeemer round.
No, don't do this. Every advice you give is the worst advice ever.
She's gonna want a rematch, a redo,
A redo? Yeah, no.
a
there's-
rebooking.
There's nothing she would want more than to hold my hairy, naked body in the shower again.
No, but she wants what she wanted. She wants champagne and no mouth.
Champagne and no mouth. Things go well. We got Facebook messages coming in. You can always get us at WCMF for the Break Room Facebook page. This comes in from Julie. Julie says, our lives are so crazy that the crazy stuff that ruins your romantic getaway is the stuff that normally happens in your life. It's not that it's worse those weekends. It's just that we're used to it in our everyday life. That's not a bad theory.
Yeah, but it's coming from a Julie.
No. Like, for example,
What?
a sick kid,
Oh, sure.
issue with a family member or something like that. Like, that's just a normal Saturday
Yeah.
in everyone else's world. Like, if we had gone out and I had gotten sick eating at a restaurant here, it's just a Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, but
Yeah.
it would be a blip on the radar.
Yeah.
So puke in your own shower.
Maybe, like, our lives are just stressful and we don't notice how stressful it is until we're away from our
Yeah,
environment.
because you got to put a light on it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just check your chicken wings, people. I think
Yes.
that's the moral of the story here. I think this is going to change the way I eat chicken wings for the
Yeah,
rest of my
that's
life.
what I was going to ask you. Is this now
Slow
ruined
down.
for you? Because I think if you have an experience like this with any type of food, it's going to be a while before you can jump back in.
Just don't
Or
suck
is
them
chicken
down.
wings are chicken wings like completely immune?
I don't think so, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
Next time I have wings, and maybe don't suck them down. That's how you eat chicken
No,
wings.
you slow down.
No.
Or you might have to go boneless.
No, that's not a chicken. I'm not. No,
Planks. You got to go chicken plank.
I'll be dead in the cold ground.
Frozen chicken planks.
I will never eat boneless wings. No, how would you eat a flat without just sticking it in your mouth and pulling?
Well, you nibble on it.
No, that makes you look like a bitch. Can I get some chicken wings in the bitch table, please? Can I get an order a dozen bitch wings? Thank you. Don't nibble flats.
Maybe you should, bro.
Like the drumsticks, you can take a bite out of the side. Maybe I'll start with drumsticks now,
There you go.
and then we'll move on to flats.
Stick up.
Ugh. All right, let's take a break.
All right.
So, like, the punishment of this, you would think would be enough to keep someone from doing it.
Yeah.
The embarrassment of your name and picture all over the paper after you held this prestigious job in this area
Yeah.
would be enough, you would think. But that wasn't for this gentleman,
No.
at least according to officials. That being said, Kimmy, you now living in this world, the thing that would hurt the most, having this job,
Especially in a place like this, I would think. Like, there's nowhere else for you to go.
Oh.
and he's not going to have a friend in the world.
No.
He will not have a friend in the world if the allegations are true. And we'll get into the story next here in the break room on CMF. They say money is the root of all evil.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it'll definitely make you do things you'll regret.
Sure.
And this story, if the allegations are true, really sends that point home because this guy could be looking at punishment from law enforcement.
Yeah.
He's facing massive embarrassment with his name and picture in the paper. But the fact that he was willing to lose this for a paycheck he didn't deserve, if the allegations are true, is the most surprising part of this tale.
Can't wait to hear the amount.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5. WCMF, just after 7:45, the original face-to-face video meeting is all done.
What do you
mean? Something is going away.
Okay.
And Kimmy, it's funny. We saw this story, and we thought two opposite generations. Because you know this for the older set.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this for the first opportunity we had as teenagers, and we'll get to it. Just after 7:45 here in the break room on CMF. Tommy?
Yeah, buddy.
We are headed out to Wayne County.
Once again.
That's where we find 36-year-old William Storrs. And if you live in the town of Arcadia, you may know that name. He was the chief of the fire department.
Of Arcadia.
You got well, okay. So he was the chief of the Marbletown Fire Department.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if Marbletown is an actual town, but apparently it serves Arcadia. Have you ever heard of Marbletown?
I have not.
Neither have I. So he also served along as he was the chief of the fire department, along with being the treasurer. Now, I don't know if that was at the same time, but he held those positions at one point. Authorities have accused a 36-year-old man of stealing from the Marbletown Fire Department to the tune of $101,000.
God damn, that's a small town.
A lot of cash.
You ain't kidding.
Small town.
100G.
Try that in a small town. He did. And he pulled it off, according to police. Story on 13 Wham says the investigation started a year ago on a joint investigation between two agencies. They say the alleged thievery involved hundreds of personal purchases at businesses, restaurants, and other venues. Police say he also made a down payment on a car
Holy crap.
with the money that he took from the fire department.
It's pretty rare, too, that when we hear these stories, we know exactly where the money was spent. You know, we usually don't get a full breakdown like that.
Well, small town.
Yeah.
The most heartbreaking part, however, the alleged theft came to light when a member of the fire department tried to make a purchase with the fire department's credit card, and it was declined due to lack of funds.
To buy fire stuff.
And by the way, when that was declined, he was the chief at the time. So it's not like he served, got out, and they figured it out after. It was declined while he was in the position. This according to 13 Wham.
Yeah.
He's been charged with grand larceny. He's got a court date coming up. Tommy, an alleged six-figure theft as the leader of a volunteer emergency service.
I didn't think you could get that much money out of it.
Well, think how much money a fire department needs to operate.
I know, but if it seems like you're taking all the money.
Well, yeah, because the card was declined.
Because you think that would show up quicker. You know what I mean?
I mean, if he's working as treasurer and chief at the same time, which again I don't know what that is.
But if you have to buy stuff and do things, then how do you make that all work?
Unless you're not buying a ton of stuff
I guess.
on a regular basis, and that's maybe why.
Or you said you bought it, but you didn't.
Who knows? So it can be interesting what causes people to fight off the temptation of stealing.
Yeah, agreed.
Stay on the straight and narrow. And when it comes to stealing from work, other stories that we've seen shows potential jail time isn't enough. People go to jail all the time for stuff like this, and they know when they get into it that that's a possibility. Doesn't stop them.
Yeah.
Same point can be made for making a living, because you'll get fired if you're caught stealing from work.
Yeah.
Folks still do that all the time. But I always assumed there was one thing that kept people honest.
What's that?
The bonds of certain jobs.
Oh, sure. The brotherhood.
You got it. This guy was a firefighter. And Kimmy, you can attest, with your husband being a firefighter. Folks,
community.
You got it.
Yeah.
Very, very tight-knit bond.
Everybody knows everybody. I mean, everybody knows each other's families. You end up at the same places all the time with each other. I mean, especially a guy, I would think, that has a higher position like that is very well respected by his peers.
And that goes not just for firefighters, but all first responders, armed forces, most medical situations that people are in, right? You have to trust each other.
Dangerous, tough job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No questions asked. I have to trust you right now, or someone could get seriously hurt or even worse.
Yeah.
It is surprising that someone who was in that world could be accused of something like this. Because, Kimmy, you would have to assume, even if he is a good guy in every aspect of his life, every other aspect. Tommy, when you violate the trust of people like that, you are out of the circle.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a lifelong bond you just tossed away. Not to mention, Kimmy.
Lifestyle you just tossed away.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
And, like, you also can attest, and I know this from, being the son of a cop.
Yeah.
When you're in those communities, the friends you have outside those communities kind of fall away only because of all the time you spend with the folks that you're in these jobs with.
Yeah. I mean, you live with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, all of your friends become other medical professionals, other first responders.
Smaller circle.
Exactly. So he gave away all of that, if the allegations are true, for what?
Oh, 100 G.
We have down payment on a car, possibly. That's pretty cool. But other than that, other than those things.
But, I mean, to your point, I mean, it's, the temptation's there if you're that type of person. You don't know what kind of Jones he also has that we don't know about, maybe. Who knows?
All right, but let me ask you this, and maybe this is the most base question, the simple way to ask it. 252 WCMF, as we talk about this fire department chief from out near Arcadia, Marbletown Fire Department, accused of stealing $100,000 from the department. Would you trade $100,000 for every friend you ever had in your life?
Cash under the T?
Yeah. You're kidding.
You wouldn't be able to go anywhere.
Well, he doesn't go anywhere, no.
Under the T.
What are you going to do with that money with nobody around you?
Yeah.
Go hang out.
You got nowhere to go.
Don't go anywhere.
You can't go out. People are going to look at you with
he has
disgust.
no shame, so
You
he
move.
might.
Go to a different town.
Go to a different.
Because even people beyond.
Go to North Rose, man. I hear it's party town.
No, they know you over there.
Because even people beyond your coworkers know you, right? Like it's to the point where like you are now known by the town itself.
I guess because this is such a whopper in a small town, yes. But I think if it was a bigger area, I think life just kind of goes on.
I don't know. I think even in a place the size of the city of Rochester, somebody messed up, you would know that person.
But would they be chastised forever?
All right, let me ask you this. Let's say the chief of the Greece Police Department
It's got to be one of the biggest in New York State, right?
got caught embezzling $100,000,
Right.
hypothetically. Like, that guy's out of that circle. He's out of any other cop circle, fire department circle. He
Yeah,
can't
where is he going? Especially in Greece, where nobody knows where.
I would
who
think
he is.
the only thing he could do is become mayor.
mayor of the town of Greece.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
252 WCMF 252-9263. I mean, Kimmy, would you trade every friend in your life for $100,000?
Oh, I mean, no, because you wouldn't be able to have any fun anymore. Like you'd just be.
You
I
hear
guess
the
if you're
same
somebody
stories
that,
all the time. Everybody's problems.
Yeah, you would have to move, right? You'd have to move.
But, like, here's the thing. $100,000 sounds like a lot of money. Like, first, it sounds like if the allegation is true, he was chipping away at it.
Yeah.
So it's not like you'd be able to move with $100,000.
True.
And even if you were able to move with $100,000, we know what homes cost right now. It's not like you could take that money and, like, start a new life somewhere. I mean, it's a lot of money, but it ain't like I'm out of town forever kind of
No,
money.
but you could have a hell of a good time.
It's a type of crime too, where there's really no side. Like, I don't need to hear your side to the story. It's not going to make it any better.
Yeah, good point.
You know, like it's not a you versus somebody else where I could take a side. It's like, hey, no matter how you justify it, you still did it.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, even in a situation where it's like, oh, my kid needed a medicine that cost $1,000 and I couldn't afford it. Well, he didn't need it 100 times. You know,
want to stock up because but the supply chain.
And you bring up family too. I mean, your family's going to be. It's not just you that's affected by the whole thing.
I mean, she's absolutely right. I mean, and the other thing that keeps people from falling into the temptations like this, as we talk about this fire chief out in Wayne County accused of stealing $100,000, right? Prestige. Most of the time, when you see people stealing from their jobs or some charity, it's an anonymous worker bee.
Yeah.
Right? Someone
Under the radar.
Exactly. That's what makes the theft so easy for them to pull off because nobody's paying attention. This guy, like Kimmy said, was the fire chief in his town. And I know we're talking small town, but that is massive fish in a tiny pond.
Yeah.
That job comes with respect.
Nicest hat. Get that cool hat.
You do get a shiny hat.
That hat is nice.
But, like, according to police, you toss that away for cash.
Yeah.
And to Kimmy's point about the family thing, right? It's not just you that's embarrassed. Like, he's 36 years old.
Yeah.
Which is also a very surprising part of the story that he, okay.
Yeah, young guy, right?
Like, you go from looking at a guy at 36, like, wow, he's young, that young that could run a fire department, to, like, this ain't some cat who's coming towards the end of having to be around people. This guy could have to work for another 40 years.
Oh, yeah, he's, even more now.
He could have kids that play t-ball or in the school play.
Yeah, you're in the community.
Every time you leave your house, you're going to get those judgmental looks, and your, unfortunately, family are going to get the same thing. Like, You put a mark on every. There's a scarlet letter that everybody with your last name's going to have to wear.
Yeah, you blew up your whole life.
Okay, you're so nonchalant about it.
Because think about, you're also not thinking, if you decide to stay there, 'cause that's where your family is, you can't afford to move, whatever.
Yeah.
If any emergency happens, those same people
Well, have your wife
that you
call. Use
wronged,
another name.
those same people that you wronged are going to have to show up for you in those emergency moments.
No, but you say give a fake name. You can't give a fake address or else your house burns down, stupid. You're having a heart attack. 123 Fake Street, and you're dead.
So, man, so let's say that guy is your neighbor.
Yeah.
And you know the whole story.
Sure.
But you've always liked the guy. He seemed like a straight guy.
Yeah.
But now you know.
Yeah.
Could you still be friendly? Not buddies, but just friendly as neighbors are friendly.
No, I don't think I could, and for a couple of reasons.
Or could you say hello to him? No, you just pass him by, get in the mail, whatever.
I give him a nod. I wouldn't.
Hey,
give him,
Charlie,
I
how's
wouldn't
it
give him.
going?
I wouldn't give him vocal.
No.
I just give him the.
Oh,
Little wave.
the dickish head.
By the way, the nod down, not up, is a happy nod.
No, the down.
Yeah, nod down, not the flick of the chin, the lowering of the chin.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's why. One, I mean, yes, I would have a problem with him. I mean, that is, look, not to sound like an 80-year-old
my
man.
money.
It is tax money in a small
You
town.
took my money.
You did.
I know. That's why I said you took my money.
But going even further, I mean,
Charlie.
from a social, selfish aspect,
Yeah.
I don't want other people to see me interacting with him in a positive way because I don't want to be lumped into his scarlet letter.
What if your kids hung out together?
That's tougher.
That would be hard.
Because I don't want to punish the kids.
Right. So
It's
you
not
got to
the
let
kids'
them be.
But then again,
I mean, he's your neighbor.
I understand. But, you know.
You want to keep the peace.
Keep a friendly distance.
I'm not saying you got to be chummy, but you just got to be friendly.
No, because here's the thing. Being friendly eventually leads to being chummy. I would want to shut that. If our kids are friends, that makes it the most complicated.
Well, then you're stuck.
Going to be looking for a friend wherever he can get one.
And that's the other part. You're right.
Yeah.
He's going to be going out of his way to try and be the friendliest guy possible. And look, man, if the allegations are true, I see what you got going on here. Like, you know, you can't sugarcoat this in any way.
Yeah.
There's, like Kimmy said, there is nothing you can tell me where I'm going to go, oh, I understand. Especially if the allegation that he put down a down payment on a car is true. How did you think you were going to replace $100,000?
So you might have some questions for the guy.
I would have questions. He's not going to give me an honest answer. I mean, look, based on the allegations, if they're true, honesty doesn't seem to be a strong point here.
No.
Think about the level of, what's the word I'm looking for? You would feel so lied to if you were a
Deception.
coworker or friend. Yes,
Yeah.
the level. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
I think I could be friendly with the guy.
Yeah, but you have no soul. And you just said you would take $100,000 to lose every friend you ever had in your life.
Well, I'm thinking about it.
Why would you want to be friends with the guy?
Not because
No, because you're looking for a reason to be friends with the guy.
not to be friends, but friendly. You know what I mean? Not like I'm gonna be in and out of each other's house. We're going to Bills games or something, like we're watching football together, but just friendly. Like I'm friendly to my neighbor.
Conversation in your front yard.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not having a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to my neighbors, but they're not deep conversations.
I understand what you're saying.
You know, just in passing, because you're going to be passing. You can't live around people without passing by and having some kind of interaction.
Understood.
I could see you wanting to be friends selfishly because, this guy does still have the tools to help you in an emergency situation potentially.
Okay.
You know.
All right. So does
we know people that have stolen, and we're still friendly. I mean, I'm friendly with them.
But I do think there's a difference between like embezzling from a company
Yeah.
and embezzling from a public service,
Yes, it's
especially
terrible.
one. Shut up, it's terrible. Especially one as vital as a fire department.
I know.
Like
in
you
a small town, yeah, where they have limited resources.
No, I'm so limited, in fact, that the card was declined according to police.
Yes, it's terrible, Pat. Terrible.
Okay, you're an idiot.
Just say, there goes Charlie.
I get.
Chucky.
Okay. Hey, man, you do you. I'll
Looking
say
good,
this.
Chuck.
I'll say this.
What?
Let's say we had a friend that we all mutually knew that got involved in this, and I found out you were still friendly with that guy. I would judge you for being friendly.
Yeah, but you might as well just start judging me now.
Already are.
Because you already know I'm going to do it.
Already are, because, again, you said you would trade every friend you had in the world for $100,000.
But I've had such piece of crap friends. Like, it's weird to draw a line. You know what I mean? I've had scuzzy-ass friends. But I still like the guys.
I think there is a difference between something that goes on in someo's personal life.
Yeah, true.
Right? Because, look, you and I have had arguments for decades about whether or not a guy who cheats on his wife is
Eaters and cheaters,
bad guy, right? Like, I get there are arguments to be made with personal situations. I think that it's different when you're stealing from a faceless corporation than when you are a place that's there to protect people. I get the shades of gray. There's no shades of gray here if the allegations are true for me. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess
we don't know yet really how that's going to affect that company moving forward.
Oh, it's terrible.
The fire department.
The people involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, I still want to be best friends, and I do
Not
exactly what he
bad.
did.
I did
you
not
literally
say
just said,
best
I want to be. No,
friends.
you know what he thinks this is? You know what he thinks this guy's still got a little money lying around. He wants to take
you think
advantage
so?
of. See? Let me see your truck. Does he lose the truck, by the way, the car that he paid the down payment for?
Wait, about a truck?
Well, it says it said if the allegations are true, police say that he used part of the $100,000 he took from the fire department to put a down payment on a car.
Our car.
Okay.
Whatever. I'm assuming
Right.
truck because it's Marbletown.
Big burly fireman type.
Or truck man paid with your tax money.
Yeah, I would think you got to give up that vehicle.
How does that work though? Because he's probably made payments on it.
Oh.
Does that now become the
Can they just
property
take it?
of
Yeah.
the Marbletown Fire Department?
Yeah, but like you said, if he just put a downstroke on it, what do you?
I don't know.
Do they want a truck that they have to make payments on?
It's a great question.
Oh God.
All right. Well, again, right now he's just facing allegations, so we'll see how this whole story
Yeah,
plays
yeah.
out. And if you're looking for a fire chief, it seems he is available.
Okay.
I doubt you ever use this.
What is it? Is it gross?
No, well, that's just it. And that's where this gets funny. It's not gross on its base level, but it's the first real mass video conferencing tool that we were given access to. Would you say that's a fair statement, Kimmy?
Yeah, it showed up this early. I don't remember having it this.
It was that early.
Oh,
I
so this is
can't
like the
remember.
groundbreaker.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I think it's like 20-something years old.
I think like the news started out with this, right? Like people like calling into like
Yeah.
news stories.
Yes,
and
I
stuff
think
like
you're right. But it's funny where both of our minds went, Kimmy, because you saw this and you thought older generation.
Oh yeah, based on my experience with it.
I saw this and I thought of us as a younger generation because this was designed for business, but it became a game changer for 18 to 25-year-olds.
Hooking up.
For one specific thing. And we'll get to it next here in the break room on CMF. This was the first of its kind.
Wow.
It gave normal people like us access to a technology that we had only seen on the Jetsons.
Oh.
And it's funny, now that this is going away, apparently it fell to the wayside with other more powerful ones.
So it kind of got obsolete.
I guess. But Kimmy and I's mind went to two completely different places because the argument you're making here is absolutely right. But when I think of this, I think of long-distance fun as a young man.
Oh.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF, just after 8 o'clock this morning. Big old celebrity hanging out in Rochester over the weekend.
Man, what bottom of the barrel we get this?
No, this guy is a legit big-ass celebrity. Okay, thumbs
I
down.
don't even know who it is.
I know.
Thumbs down.
No, I mean, look, he's been here before, and it's always a massive deal. But that's what's funny, is we know that we in Rochester love celebrities.
And we've had some big ones.
And we will try and claim people that only spent minutes here as one of ours.
Yeah.
But, Kimmy, it also seems that as much as we love celebrities, as soon as they're here too much, we get bored with them immediately.
That's kind of what I'm wondering. Has this guy become that?
We'll get into it just after 8 o'clock here in the break room on CMF. Over the weekend, Microsoft announced it is shutting down Skype.
Wow.
You remember Skype?
Skype I remember from the news because they would interview people from home. Or like if they were someplace, they talked to some expert somewhere sitting in their house.
Via Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was mostly like doctors and stuff like that when they're on like Fox or CNN.
You got it. So it was the first real video chat, Kimmy, that existed for everyday people.
Yeah, I can't because it existed before most people had smartphones.
Yes.
Right? So it's not like you would just get on your phone and do FaceTime.
It was
or something
pre-FaceTime,
like that.
yes.
It was all, this was like the first, I feel like, computer way to just connect really quickly.
But nobody knew how to use it, so that's the greatest thing. If you go back and look at those old Skype, look how close people are. Like the nostril hairs you can see, or like you can see how crooked their teeth were because they would be so close.
You're on mute.
Yeah.
You're on mute.
I love how we try and yell louder to get it off mute. All right, so Kimmy, your mind and my mind went two different places.
Yeah.
Because when you saw this story, you
my
thought
memories of Skype was like we had to sit down with family who was out. It was always like a holiday thing.
Okay.
Where like the whole family would get together who were in the Rochester side, and then like the other side wherever they were, they would sit down at the same time, and it never worked ever. There was always somebody on one end screwed things up.
And it's funny, the older someone is, the more likely that they rely on Skype to do exactly what Kimmy is describing.
My family still to this day uses Skype to connect, especially Christmas time with like my uncle in New Jersey or wherever they're at the time.
So you brought up a valid concern here now that it's going away, Kim.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if, because now that they've actually become used to using Skype, I feel like the transition to the next thing that they want to use is going to be extremely difficult.
Why wouldn't you just use like FaceTime?
You would think.
It's just built into your phone.
You would think. But it's hard to explain that to somebody that's only used it on a computer, or they only know one way of doing it.
Okay.
And here's the thing. You're my boy. You know I love you, right?
Yeah.
I promise you do not use FaceTime as well as you think you do.
But no, I'm great at it. With the grandkids, yeah.
So you control the FaceTime?
No.
So they call you.
Quite possibly.
They call his wife.
Quite possibly.
His phone is not involved in the FaceTime in any way.
Quite possibly.
She hooks all of it up. She holds it up to his ugly-ass face, and that's how they do it.
Hey,
Yeah.
you move the phone around.
Yeah, so she does all of it.
Yeah, but it's easy.
Okay, how do you know it's easy? You've never
Just
done it
find somebody who
before.
knows how to do it. Just jump on somebody else's FaceTime.
Hey, find my grandkids. Go. Tommy's grandkids. You're on mute. You're on mute. All right, so that is a valid concern, Kimmy. That is a valid concern that now this is going away. There are folks from the older set will have to learn Zoom
Or you won't hear from them again.
Yeah.
Ping or PAL, whatever is left over.
Ping pong.
What's funny, though,
What?
my mind went the exact opposite direction when I saw this was over because it was kind of so long.
Okay.
Now, I haven't used Skype in like a decade, but when it first came out,
How old were you?
probably 18, 19,
Okay.
maybe a little older. But it came out right when all of the girls I knew were going off to college,
Okay.
which was awesome when I was on the road doing comedy or at home when
So
they were out of town.
they were doing like
Oh, yeah.
sex stuff.
Okay, well, when you say it like that,
Like they were touching themselves for you?
for God's sakes, man.
That got worse.
Well, did they?
Yes, but I don't want to say it like that. This makes it sound so much worse.
Well, no. Like you talk to these Tinas and Anna Marie's, and they're just
What word can we give him to use instead of instead of what he just said.
What I was going to say is it added a new level to like phone sex or cyber sex.
Yeah, so it was like erotic. It was like erotic wear for you.
To call it cyber sex, that's better.
Right? But it was almost like live porn for you.
No, I mean, yeah, that's why it was so
like you
awesome.
could tell her what to do.
Well, I didn't really have the balls to do that. Like I was always like, I didn't want to ruin it. It was like when
wouldn't she look for some direction?
Well, no, I just kind of let them do what they were going to do. I mean, it was a wide open time, Tommy. It was a wide open new frontier.
I remember the girl. No, but like to me, like if I have her on the line, I'm going to ask her to do stuff.
Okay, I didn't have the balls to like make requests.
With your big mouth, and your pervy ass brain.
This is new. Don't forget, this is new technology to us.
I still
at
want
the time.
And by the way,
so we're not. Nobody knew how to navigate it.
No, but you want her to be naughty for it.
Well, no, but that's just it. It's not only Kimmy was a new technology because I mean I'm sure.
And then like you're still probably a little paranoid about the whole thing.
You know, that never even crossed my mind. Like, I mean, that was we knew that they could see everything we were doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? If they really wanted to. So you had friends that used this for this exact purpose too?
I'm trying to think. Like, I thought Skype came a little later than that because I don't remember having it as a teenager. I don't remember having that tool.
Can you Google when Skype started? Because I vividly remember being under 21 and using it.
But you were having a ball with it.
It was the greatest thing ever. No, but, you ask about, like, asking them to do things. Two things. One, like Kimmy said, it was a new world that we were living with.
Yeah.
The other thing was, like, if there's a bat in the house and you've caught the bat and you don't want to scare the bat away, right? Like, I didn't want to scare away I didn't want to make too much noise. I was just going to, like, let the bat find its way into the bucket and then I was going to get the bat out of the house.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, because, like, before that, when you just had, like, dirty talk over the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, you're basically talking.
Yes.
And, what are you doing? Why don't you do this for me, whatever,
Sure.
I guess.
Is that how you do it? Hey, why don't you do that for me over there?
Do that thing again.
Just doing it for you. Hey, you might talk like this. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, whoa.
I would think that would translate over to the video because, like, now I could see what I'm asking for.
No, I was, like, scared, I think.
Oh.
Like, don't move. She's doing it. Just don't move.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're just sitting there rubbing one out. I would just think, that would escalate.
252 WCMF. We're talking about how Microsoft announced over the weekend they are shutting down Skype for good. When did Skype start, Kimmy?
So it was created in 2003, but it seems like it didn't really become mainstream until Microsoft bought it in 2011.
Okay, so I know I definitely used it before 2011.
Okay.
Because I remember you had to download like the whole thing onto your computer.
Yeah, but was it a service that you had to pay for?
There was a pay portion, but I did not pay for that service.
Okay, because it went through, you had to dial a number, right? Like
everybody had like their own separate
the old
Skype number.
Yeah,
right. But it wasn't like dial-up like it was
AOL,
like the internet.
Yeah.
It was like you were connected to the internet and you had to dial their like separate Skype number.
So are you doing this from your house? With your parents?
No, I was out of the house at that point.
So you're on the road.
Yeah. Well, and then in like my apartment back in the day. And I remember too, like I was stealing Wi-Fi from like the guy that I lived next to, right? So like if he wasn't home, it was like great. If he was home using the computer,
a little disjointed.
But whatever, I was still looking at boobies. It was pretty sweet. Yeah.
Free porn, basically.
It is amazing how simple our lives were back then.
But you didn't appreciate it.
No, I did. I did appreciate it.
All right.
It was. Come on, it
opened up his eyes to a whole new world.
It really did. There are some sexual experiences you have where when it like starts to happen, you can't believe this is happening to you. That was one of those moments. It was like the moon landing.
Yeah.
Like I cannot believe technology has brought us this far where I'm watching this happen. And I can't believe that other people also would like to do this.
The moon landing.
Well, no, I mean, I remember... Think about the technology.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it's a good thing you didn't talk.
Why'd you take your clothes off? Let me see your vagina. Wow, you're beautiful. I love your boobies.
I'm just trying to put myself back in like 18, 19-year-old me's head.
I remember you, man.
Okay.
Sad boy.
I was sad?
Sad
so
boy.
sad
You're
boy
running
from
around
what you
with
just
busted-ass comedians and broke down radio people.
He had a person that wanted to do this.
He smelled.
To your point.
He literally smelled like gas station sushi.
Well, you can't smell through Skype.
That's right. Put that on a T-shirt.
Thank God.
And here's
I
the
met
thing.
some of those girls.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to lie. 18, 19 years old. You're right. I was a sad sack. You were living the exact same life I was at the time, and you were in your 40s.
Yes.
So who's sad? No, like
Well, at least I was making requests.
I was scared.
I was scared.
I was scared.
I was scared.
What if she was like, "Oh God, no! No, it's over. And I've lost. I've killed the goose that's laid the golden egg.
They always say, no, or I've never done this before.
No, I couldn't believe that, like, there was like 2 or 3 girls where, like, throughout the time, like, they were, like, into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And,
I
like,
mean, it was new to her, too. New and exciting to them, too.
100%. But I vividly remember
that hand was a veteran.
I vividly remember the first time, like, being like, bringing this up. Like, there's no way this is going to work. And, like, when she was, like, somewhat receptive to it, it was like
golden.
But it was like cutting the wires on a bomb.
Yeah.
Like, there's the blue wire, the green wire, the red wire. Do not cut the wrong wire. We're going to do this delicately so this does not blow up in my face.
Right.
Come on, man. You don't remember the first time there was, like, a woman that's like, oh, my God, you'll do that?
Yeah. But
my God.
But then I was thinking, well, what else would she do?
And that's why you're an idiot, and you always ended up in the situations you were.
But at least we try to get there.
Oh, you're like the Lewis and Clark of disappointing
Yes.
women? All right, let's take a break.
All right.
Rochester loves celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
And we go out of our way to be connected to celebrities.
You said we had a Whopper.
I mean, no, like, in all sincerity, this guy is a household name.
Oh, okay.
And he was in our town just hanging out on Saturday night. But here's the thing.
Oh.
It's not the first time he's been here.
Yep.
And the previous time, Kimmy, it was like groundbreaking, earth-shattering news.
Because we couldn't figure out why they would be here and what the connection was, and it was really cool that they decided to stop by.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
As much as we obsess over celebrity, this story and others like it may also show that once we get one look at you,
Celebrity fatigue.
yeah, we get bored with you immediately.
Maybe so.
We'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. Rochester loves its celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
We try and claim them. We do all we can to get near them.
Yeah.
And if someone from not here is just hanging out in our town, you can be for damn sure within an hour, everyone on social media is talking about it.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get down to where they are.
Well, it's pretty cool.
Rochester also has a really short attention span because it seems like with this guy, a story that was a massive deal last year, now has people just going like, oh, okay. And then going about their night.
Casual.
Yeah. Oh, great. Okay, fantastic. You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5. WCMF will jump right into it.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, a big-time celeb was just hanging around the greater Rochester
No
area.
kidding.
Host of The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, was bouncing around Fairport, and it's not the first time he's been in town.
No.
He's been spotted before.
You got it. So for those who don't know, he's got some friends that own a bar or two here.
Mm-hmm.
So once or twice a year, he will show up in Rochester just to hang out with his buddies. And if you remember, last year when he came to town, it was like the biggest thing that ever happened to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was all over social media. You had people dropping everything they were doing to go to the east side.
Catch a glimpse.
You got it. It was bedlam.
Yeah.
Bedlam. This time, not so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a few people post about it that were out there. I don't know if they went out there on purpose, though, thinking he'd be there, or if they just happened to be at same place, same time.
Here's how you know it was less of a big deal.
Yeah.
The news went out to where he was.
Yeah, they did.
2 news cameras went out
Okay.
because Jimmy Fallon was in a bar.
Right.
They did this last year, but they couldn't get near him because so many people were mobbing.
Oh, yeah.
This year he had the time and space to do news interviews with 2 separate stations.
All right, so the excitement's kind of waning.
I guess so.
You know, that makes sense, though. I mean, if it's become like a regular thing. I mean, it would.
Okay, so you're saying we're bored with Jimmy Fallon.
Not well, kind of bored with you, Jimmy.
Got a bored with Jimmy Fallon?
Do something funny.
Host of Tonight Show. I know
Dance
you
for me, Jimmy. Dance for me, Jimmy boy. Tell me a joke. Say something funny.
I think I'd still be excited if I was there at the same time. You know what I mean? Like if you found out like he's behind the bar slinging drinks, like I want to go get a drink from Jimmy Fallon. But again, I don't know if I'm now knowing he's been here multiple times and he'll probably be here again. I'm probably not jumping in my car and driving down there for the once in a lifetime chance.
So you're saying that if on Saturday night, you found out your buddy calls you, your friend calls you, Kimmy, and she goes, "Oh my God, I'm down here at what's the Iron Smoke."
Yeah.
Right? And Jimmy Fallon's hanging out. You'd be like, okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like I'm not dropping what I'm doing to go out there just at the chance that you might see him because I don't know, is he going to leave soon? Is he sticking around? So, yeah, like
look at him.
You're taking a little bit of a risk by, getting there a little later too. So, yeah, I'm not going out of my way, but if I was there, I would be excited.
All right, the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263, and we ask if we're bored with Jimmy Fallon. Maybe it's not a Jimmy Fallon thing, like nothing personal against Jimmy.
No.
Maybe, as Rochesterians, as much as we love celebrities in Rochester, we get bored with them just as fast because there may be other examples of this.
Oh.
For example, golfer Rory McIlroy.
Right.
He is married to a Rochester gal. He is in town on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah, he's been spotted around.
If I'm not mistaken, they own a home here or around here or something like that.
I thought it was like Webster for his family.
Possibly.
Her family, yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But I don't remember ever seeing video of him here.
The first few times he was here was major news.
He was out.
And folks went out to try and meet him.
Well, yeah.
Now you never hear about it.
Yeah.
So either he's hiding from being here or people are just like, oh, it's Rory McIlroy.
He also needs to win a major.
And this,
he's in a dry spell.
The same goes for celebrities that are hanging out around Canandaigua. Actress Jennifer Garner seems to come here a bit. First few times, massive fanfare.
Yeah.
The last time, someone just took a picture with her in Wegmans, and that was the end of the story.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make us dicks?
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
Oh, you're back again? We already did you. Give me a new celebrity.
Oh, yeah,
I
come on,
already did you.
We want to be surprised. Is that part of it?
Okay, but for a town that bends over backwards
Yes,
the way
we
we do
Yeah.
to try to be connected to celebrity, the fact that like the one and done excitement shows up kind of makes us dicks.
Well, once you pop the cherry, what's left?
They're still here.
I know, but then that excitement kind of wanes, especially like Jimmy Fallon, who comes back because he has friends here he's close to.
Okay.
Like if he's here constantly, it does become kind of the norm.
But here's the other thing.
Can't you bring some of your other celebrity friends?
But there are some celebrities we never get used to seeing. For example, Josh Allen lives an hour away.
Yes.
He spends 4 weeks every year living at St. John Fisher eating turkey burgers. But every time Josh Allen makes an unexpected visit to Rochester, buying furniture, getting a cup of coffee somewhere. It blows up all over Rochester and social media.
Because he's like, we own him, I think. Because he's us.
So you're saying like the more connected we are to that person,
yes,
the bigger a deal it is?
Yeah. Because you look at him as like part of your property almost.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's the family.
All right, but then let's go down that road because I think you might be wrong there.
Okay.
252 WCMF, Jimmy Fallon, host of The Tonight Show. Once again.
Back again, Jimmy.
Rochester over the weekend. He's got some friends that live here in Rochester. Last year when this happened, it was like, oh, my God. This year it was like, oh, Jimmy Fallon's back.
More observational humor, Jimmy? Is that what we're doing now? What'd you read in the paper today? Something funny?
You brought up if we feel like we own these celebrities, they're always a big deal. All right, well. Foreigner lead man, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Lou Gramm.
Right.
Now you just see him at Wegmans going about his grocery shopping.
Yes. I mean, he's lived here for years.
How long did it take for him after he moved back to go from being like, oh, my God, that's Lou Gramm, to, oh, hey, Lou? Because if your argument is we will always fawn over folks that are, it doesn't get more us than Lou Gramm.
That's true. But he's also aged. You know, he's an older guy now. I mean, he doesn't look like what he did when he was at his heyday.
You are so bad at this. You are so bad at this. We're bored with Jimmy Fallon, and Lou Gramm looks like hell. That's what
I
you're
didn't
saying.
say it looks like
hell. Wait, no, go ahead.
He's aged.
Yeah, we all. Look, do you have a mirror?
Yes, I do. I know I've aged.
Well, are you saying like, it's because you want to picture that celebrity in a certain moment in time?
Well,
so
that's
when
kind of
they
where
don't
you
match
do.
up with that, it lessens the thrill of it all.
I mean, especially when you were a rock star, you were a lead man of a major rock group back in the heyday. You had a certain look, and now you're just like a regular. He looks like every dad and Webster of that age.
Because he is.
Right. Absolutely right. So if I saw him, he just looks like a regular guy.
Okay.
Right, good guy.
All right. Let me ask.
But if I told somebody, let's say Lou's down in one of the aisles, like, you see that guy over there?
Yeah.
Used to headline Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
They would go, that guy?
Well, yeah, because that's what happened.
Right.
No.
The celebrity varnish is worn off. Now you're just a guy.
Okay, so let's use another
Great
example.
history. Anybody would take it.
So you're saying they would still have to be like a
contemporary celebrity?
Yeah, to anywhere, not just
Here's
here.
the thing about Lou. He doesn't look famous anymore.
Okay.
He doesn't dress like a rich guy. He doesn't dress glitzy or flashy. You know what I mean? He's a very toned down, quiet man.
When you spot a celebrity out and just doing their thing, like they're not in like the glitziest outfit.
Yeah,
They're
like
not
Jimmy
full
Fallon.
glam.
Jimmy Fallon wasn't wearing a suit last night.
No, but Jimmy looks
Saturday.
money.
He looks money. Shut up. You look so money, bro.
Lou does not look money. Lou's got money, but he don't look. But
No,
Lou
if
looks
I run
like a
into
guy.
Celebrity, I don't want them to look money. I want them to look like a regular person.
Yeah, that's what I want. Regular.
Yeah.
No, I want glitz,
You feel
man.
like
What's
you're
a
seeing
celebrity?
something. You feel like you're seeing something you're not supposed to.
I'm kind of with her on that, and there's the old man wave. I don't mean to
Give me the
use.
glitz.
Let's talk about another guy.
Dance for me a little bit there, celebrity boy.
Dear God, you want Lou Gramm to dance for you? He's your private dancer.
That wouldn't be funny. Old man dancing in the middle of the aisle.
For God's sakes, again.
When I throw coins at him.
Brian Giunta, former NHL star.
Right.
When he won the Cup with the Devils, thousands of people came out to the mall to see him in Greece.
Yeah, with the height of his celebrity.
Yes, I remember that because I got cut off before I got to see the Cup, and I had stood in line for an hour. Now I see him at the rink all the time, just minding his own business.
And he's a
Nobody
regular
cares.
guy.
But he's always been a regular guy. Lou's always been a regular guy. What I'm asking is,
what do you ask?
no, because you just go off on this tangent of crapping on people for no
Not
reason.
crapping.
Dance for me, Lou, as you're throwing quarters at his feet. What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I don't even have any change.
How long it takes
What?
when those celebrities come back to town. When Brian retired from playing in the NHL and he moves back here. When Lou decided he was going to make Rochester his home again. Like, how long does it take for you to go from, oh, my God, that's fill in the blank, to, oh, hey.
It's kind of worn. The celebrity, when it kind of wears off.
Yes, like, is the shot clock in Rochester smaller than other places would be? Because you see Kimmy every once in a while. You'll watch, like, these sports documentaries where it's like, the guy played in the NFL, he comes home, and everywhere he goes, everyone just wants to talk to him all the time. It seems like we don't have that here.
Well, but does it change the fact that I'm thinking of like the old Bills players, right?
Yeah.
Like Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas, Jim Kelly. Like I think because they lived here too. On top of that, they kind of became just somebody that there's a bigger chance you can see that person.
And they were here so much, especially in their heyday. Like right after they retired, the top 4 guys, they were here constantly signing, doing appearances. So that guy, that spotlight, it's got to wear up pretty quick. I would think once you leave, it drops pretty quick.
Okay, all right. But there's another weird side to this.
What's that?
As again, we talk about Jimmy Fallon back in Fairport over the weekend. Last year, it was a huge to-do. People were like racing across town to go hang out with him in these bars. This weekend, it was like, oh, Jimmy Fallon's back again. And we're talking about how we love celebrity in Rochester, but we seem to get bored with them really quick. The fringe celebrities.
Side guy.
That we will line up to meet when they come to town. For example.
Fringe me.
Kelsey Grammer had lines out the door a couple years ago when he released his beer for people to sign his beer.
Yeah.
Actor John
Frasier fans.
Yeah. Toss salad to scrambled eggs. Yeah. Actor John Lithgow, now he's back in the spotlight with his most recent role, like Famous again. He was all over the Oscars last night. But a few years ago, when his career was a little bit on a down, he was shooting a movie here on the West Side.
With Blythe Danner.
And folks were lining up to try and get a glimpse of John Lithgow.
Right.
Yes, and Blythe Danner, big Third Rock from the Sun fans, right? There's no rhyme or reason to the people that we obsess over versus the people who are like, meh, seen it already. Kelsey Grammer, oh, Jimmy Fallon.
Is it almost
Blythe Danner, sorry. Oh, Lou Graham, dance for me, Lou.
Isn't Blythe Danner's daughter famous?
Yeah.
Is it Cameron Diaz?
No, she was one of the Spice Girls. Spice Danner?
Wait, Spice Danner?
Yeah, who's her daughter?
I thought it was Cameron Diaz.
No,
Gwyneth
it's
Paltrow?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yes.
Who
what?
One of them chicks.
No,
one of them good-looking chicks.
Oh, I'm going to say something mean. I'm such a
No. By the way, Blythe Danner back in the day was a babe.
She's still a very attractive woman. Again, old man rocks, house glass, etc.
Bro, she's not good looking no more. She's playing.
I'm sorry. The show
granny panty wearing celeb.
Show just going backwards 25 years. Used to be good looking. Old man does impression of old man criticizing old woman.
I think it's, you know what it is? It's the more obscure and random the celebrity, the more excited I think people get.
That's a good theory.
All right.
That is a really good theory. Because you're right. If you're into some niche thing, and all of a sudden that niche person shows up, that's a good theory.
Okay. Like not a leading guy, but like a supporting actor.
Well, no, but okay. Again, Kelsey Grammer and John Lithgow are leading guys.
They are,
but they became famous in their little, like lanes.
But he was a side guy in Cheers. That's how he got famous.
Can we do one break without you dropping in an old man fact that nobody needed?
He wasn't Ted Danson.
And then he got his own show and became more popular than Ted Danson.
He never got more popular than Ted Danson. Oh, my God.
We're not going to have a Kelsey Grammer, Ted Danson argument
it's not even close.
On the radio in the year 2025.
And here's the problem with like John Lithgow and Kelsey Grammer.
What?
They're not good looking.
Shut up! Both of them are so much better looking than you!
No, but you get a handsome lead man. That's one thing. I mean, we get a lot of semi-fugs coming through town, bro. Steve Buscemi came here one time, drew a crowd.
You look like Steve Buscemi.
I know. So that's how bad the kid's going.
For God's sake!
Why do they have to be good looking?
It helps because it adds to the movie star looks. I mean, usually movie stars are good looking people.
God, you're an idiot.
But we get the fugly seconds.
The Fugly Seconds?
Yeah.
Sounds like a beer league hockey team name. Who we got on Tuesday at 9? The Fugly Seconds? All right, let me ask you this question. Is there a celebrity that, if they were all of a sudden here in town and you saw it on social media, you would drop everything you were doing to go and meet? Does that person exist right now?
That's alive?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a low. I know all your heroes are dead from heroin overdoses. Oh, man. Jumpin' Jack Coke Bottle Jackson's down at the Jazz Club. Shut up, you idiot.
No, but you know
who is it? Who's the number one? You would drop everything to go meet them now.
I think Letterman, David Letterman, because I.
You want to talk about fugly, gap-tooth ass comic?
Have you seen him lately?
No, he looks like one of our sales guys upstairs with that beard. But no, I would say David Letterman would be the guy, but only because I loved that show when I was a kid.
Okay.
And I watched it, religiously. I used to tape it and watch it.
You would just go there and stare. Because I know you wouldn't actually go up and talk to them.
I would not. You're absolutely right.
So why go?
Just to look at him. Just to say I'm in the same room as him.
I just want to look at you.
He's the closest I'll ever see to Johnny Carson. Because that's where I put him.
By the way, that's what you should say to him to his face. Hey, I'm only here because the other guy's dead.
Yes.
But
he replaced Johnny for me.
Understood.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
What would you be hoping to see? Like, do you want to just see him in person?
Yeah.
Are you hoping he does something?
No. Because I know I'm going to be disappointed because you shouldn't meet your
Heroes.
idols because you're always going to be disappointed.
I will say this to credit Jimmy Fallon, with the times he's been here, everybody that has met him said it was the greatest experience.
He's very
of their life.
jovial. He's a fun guy at a bar.
Like he's serving drinks, he's taking pictures, he's having jokes.
He works the room.
I mean, look, that credit to him because he doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
He could tell you to get the F out of my face. I'm just trying to have a good time tonight, and he'd be within his rights to do it.
I told you the most disappointed I ever was in a celebrity, and it could have been like his worst day. We were doing. They used to bring celebrities up to do these golf tournaments up on the lake.
Okay.
And we had Bill Murray on the show, and he was just a complete ass. And it was like so disappointing because I loved that guy. Like he was such an icon, and he was just miserable. Did not want to do this interview. And, you could have caught him on his worst day, but like it just stuck with me. Man.
Sure, I know what you mean. Well, everybody's got that, right? Like one bad experience,
right?
252 WCMF. We got Facebook messages coming in. You can always get us at WCMF or the Break Room Facebook page. This comes in from Dan. Dan says, I was at Iron Smoke when Jimmy Fallon walked in. The whole bar was excited, and more people came in, so maybe it was a bigger deal than you think. I'm not trying to say nobody cares.
Oh, no, he was, I mean, yeah, I'm sure he drew a crowd, but it used to get insane, to your point.
Yeah. Kimmy, before we move on, is there a celebrity alive right now that if they showed up in town, you would drop everything you were doing? Who?
Ben and Jerry. And they've been to town.
I think that went bad. I think that there are probably a few.
You don't have like one?
Right now, I'm trying to think of like
an
somebody I would
actor,
love to
actress.
meet right now.
Anyone from Cheers that Tommy wants to talk about? Rhea Perlman.
I would love to see Rhea Perlman.
Shut up. Shut up.
She's beautiful.
Nobody knows who that is.
And she's gorgeous.
You know the last guy that made fun of how Rhea Perlman looks on the radio? He lost his job, so you should keep going. You got nothing off the top of your head?
I know that there are multiple, and I'm totally blanking.
All right. Well, that's how you do radio, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like those improv classes they made us take didn't take, huh, Kimmy?
I can't think of one single
I got a lot of them. Name one. I can't. I can't
Honestly,
do it.
Anybody and anything I'm watching right now, I would go see in person.
I mean, you just went, you saw McCartney, you saw Beyonce.
Yeah. I would see any of them.
Okay.
There are a lot. Like I have a very long list of people I would drive across town to see in a
Let me ask you this.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you hear one of your boys is in town.
Who's that?
Ringo Starr.
Oh.
Ringo Starr is at town. He's promoting some kind of food he's pushing at Wegmans.
Oh.
Would you go see Ringo?
Yeah, I think so. Just to be, I mean, I don't know. It's not
Again,
even.
you just want to be in a room with Ringo.
I want to be in the room with the Beatles.
Yeah.
I want to go. I want to go see if I can get a quick like. Hey, tell me something really cool about the Beatles, real quick. Because Ringo Starr also has a history of being awesome with fans.
Oh.
He's like a really good dude, apparently. Not with you though, because he wouldn't let you introduce.
I let Tommy get on stage. Get out of here!
I got somebody who might be my number one right now.
Who?
Andy Cohen.
From Bravo.
I have so many things I could talk about with him.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He's the biggest thing
I
on
want to
Bravo.
know what all the ship captains are
My
like.
wife.
Time out. Did you hear what he just said?
He's
Guys,
huge.
Tommy just sincerely said, guys, he's the biggest thing on Bravo.
He is.
He is the leader of
My wife would
the
be there in a
Bravo-verse.
second.
Yes.
If he was at Wegmans,
I'm
my
all in.
wife is in line.
Yep.
And so her whole crew is down there.
What did I do to deserve working? Like, I get Kimmy.
You asked.
No, you're right. You're right.
Oh, and Captain Sandy, too, from Below Deck.
Could you get...
He's right.
She's really sweet.
I'm
but
more
she's
Captain Jason, Team Jason.
Oh, kids, that guy's a movie star.
So just to be clear,
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon, boring. Captain Sandy, Captain Jason.
Ooh.
There's a line.
Let's take a break.
Right.
There is a man who is in some serious trouble.
What happened?
Coming out a town that we know well, that we did comedy in. You could even say we were big celebrities in this town back in the day.
Well, they're going big.
As they were chasing us out with pitchforks and torches. I mean, look, a man that's arrested for selling drugs, not surprised.
Yeah.
This story, however, is because, I mean, look, age is a factor,
Okay.
but it's also how he got caught at his age. You would think at this age you'd be well aware that other people your age are going to be keeping an eye out for this.
Okay.
I'll tell you what it is. Excuse me. Next, here in the break room. CMF. with few exceptions,
Yeah.
you have an age associated with, like, every job.
Sure.
Right? Like, pro athletes, younger. You think of librarians or a lunch lady, those are elderly.
Yeah.
And that might be the biggest factor in this story, because past the risk you'd be taking on doing this at this age,
Yeah.
this business involves making connections. So who would be interested in purchasing this from a man of this age?
Oh.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5, WCMF, just after 8:50-ish. It's a soda you have not thought about in decades.
Oh, old school.
In fact, I didn't even know this was still in business, but it's making a comeback.
Is it like super old school? Like one of the original oldies?
I'm going to let you decide.
All right.
Because it's not of this country, but apparently people want it again.
Of this country.
And we'll get into it just after 8:45, 8:50 here in the break room on CMF. This story comes to us from Lions.
What happened?
Man, we had some good nights out in Lions, buddy.
Oh, yeah, we tore it up.
Big old comedy superstars, as they told us to get out and never come back. And it starts with an investigation. Police out that way say they started receiving complaints about suspicious activity at a home in a neighborhood. And they said that they saw people frequently coming and going.
Like a drug house, supposedly.
Yeah, well, that's what they said.
Okay.
So police started looking into it. And after a 2-month-long investigation, they got a warrant. SWAT team went in last Thursday. And they say they discovered exactly what you suspected, Tom.
Damn, country drugs.
That's right, home use for drug sales. And that's not good.
Yeah.
Not good. So when it was all said and done, police have made one arrest. A 69-year-old man.
Wow. That's a little long in the drug tooth.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes. Now, right now, this 69-year-old man has just been charged with felony criminal nuisance, but authorities say the investigation into the alleged drug sales is still ongoing. So you have, according to police, a man older than Tommy Muley that may be selling drugs out of his home.
They locked up old Eb. I knew he was trouble from the start.
252 WCMF. Who's buying drugs from a 69-year-old man?
Other 69-year-old men.
Okay.
Maybe you've had a large clientele for a long period of time.
I mean, it could be, but do you care anyway? I mean, you just want to score.
All right, let's break this down, because maybe I'm wrong here. Now, first of all, let's go back to that point, Kimmy. Other 69-year-old men. Are there a lot of 69-year-old men still doing drugs?
Oh,
well, we don't know what kind of drugs, right?
We don't.
We know some older cats that do drugs.
I think
every day.
I think they may have gotten back into it potentially.
I don't consider marijuana.
Swinging back in?
All right, I don't consider marijuana a drug. Do we throw that out there right now?
All right, so we're not dealing weed.
But let's
that's kind of what I was thinking.
You're thinking harder drugs.
So let's break down marijuana first of all, because the only way that this would actually make sense, and this is the scenario I've written in my head,
Okay.
is that this 69-year-old guy, if the allegations are true, started growing pot for personal consumption.
Okay.
Did not realize how much pot came from the plants, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden decided to start selling it, and his business took off.
Okay.
Because we've seen that story a couple of times, Kimmy,
Yeah.
where guys do not realize
how
how much they get,
Yeah.
so I got to
On a
do
yield.
something with it.
All right.
But outside of that,
Like a hardened drug dealer
well, look, I mean,
style at that age?
Tommy, selling drugs is all about connection.
It's also very dangerous. Like, to live that long and be a drug dealer is pretty amazing.
Yeah. So, like, look, if you don't know the person selling you something, someone you know will have to make that connection for you. And I don't know about you guys, but back when I was doing some minor illegal things, the folks I were buying from, they were always around my age. And I kind of thought that was standard practice. So either that means A, and again, if we're wrong, tell us, 252 WCMF. A, that doesn't really happen anymore. Folks are open to drug dealers of all ages. Or B, there are a lot of elderly folks out in Lions who are partying and using this guy as their hookup.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, sometimes people my age, because of their income, self-medicate because they can't afford pharmaceuticals.
Fair
That's
enough.
legit, right?
Could be looking for some different stuff.
Yeah, I want to take the edge off. I mean, that might be it. That may be how he got into the game.
Okay, also possible if the allegations are true.
Yeah, he might deal with a lot of stuff.
Sure. But, like, how does that connection get made with, like, another elderly person?
Oh, word of mouth.
I understand, but I'm saying, like, that would be look, if I'm an 18, 19-year-old kid looking to buy whatever, I know what friends I can go talk to and be like, hey, where do you get it? I would assume as you get older, that's a more guarded conversation.
Not really.
No?
Because when you get
more open
together...
about it.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I think they're more open about it.
Oh, yeah, like when I get together with people my age, everybody talks about their health.
Okay.
That's all they talk about, and you just trade your problems with each other. So I can see word of mouth, this really going quick Like, people just want to tell, what do you take? What do you got?
Okay.
That's all we do.
Yeah.
I had not thought about
You
it.
get to be my age, it's nothing but medical problems.
And do you find people your age are like getting less scared of those types
Oh,
of
yeah.
things? Like they're just like, screw it. Even though you should be a little bit more scared of some of that stuff. But I think you just think, well, I've lived this long. Why not?
But like the self-cures, the things you do now. I had a conversation with my brother yesterday. And he's the one that lifts the weights.
Yeah.
He is a gold medalist in the Senior Olympics in the deadlifting.
Which, by the way,
two-time champion.
is impressive, and you keep crapping all over it.
So yesterday we're just talking out of the blue. He goes, yeah. He goes, I was slow getting to the phone. I go, why? He goes, I bought these compression knee braces things that you pull over like those copper fits.
Yeah.
Because I can't get them off. I go, what do you mean? He goes, I can't get the goddamn things off. I worked out in them. My legs sweat and expanded, and I went in the shower to get them off, and they're still not. He's still got them on. He's had them on for 4 hours after he worked out because he can't get them off. This is what you talk about when you're old.
Okay, look, you're opening my eyes to something. I mean, it makes sense logically.
Yeah.
So does that mean then there is this whole world of elderly people that are taking drugs without saying anything about it?
Absolutely.
But hold on then. Here's what doesn't make sense.
Because you can't afford the crap.
But look, I get it. It's logical. But then if we look at like polls and things like that, let's use marijuana being legal in New York State. 40% of New Yorkers to this day still do not agree with legal recreational marijuana.
But don't you think that's people that think, that doesn't apply to me, though?
That's what I'm trying to figure out because most of those people are older.
Yep.
So those people are doing drugs while also openly being against drugs.
We know guys that are super straight, super law and order, that burn every day. And they've been burning for years. And it was always a weird side-by-side to hear them talk all this law and order stuff and then go home and smoke a bowl.
Do you find that there are guys your age, especially like after you retire and stuff, like, do you think that they start to do this thing where it's like, well, I've never tried that before and I've always wanted to try it?
Why not?
You know, like it's almost like I feel more confident in trying this thing now that I'm older.
And you've taken a lot of pharmaceuticals because you kind of know how your body reacts to things.
Okay.
So that was like one thing with my old man. My old man had no fear about taking a pill because he was on so many medications. So that's when he started just chugging Robitussin.
Yeah, but what's weird about that, though, is like I get the logic behind like I think I know my body now. But then we hear stories of guys your age trying edibles for the first time and they think they're going to die.
Well, because they don't realize the potency of what you're talking about.
But that's what I mean.
But they weren't scared to try it.
No.
Okay.
It was, they were probably a little scared after, but then
you are, because Kimmy got it for it. You wouldn't do it, you bitch.
It probably expired by now.
Tommy, and I got coming some Kimmy, and I say I'm not as scared, but it turns out I am scared because I won't do it because I'm a scared ass bitch.
I would like to think if I was still single living in Webster, by now multiple times I would have overdosed. Just screwing around.
Tommy Muley overdosed on weed. The first weed death in America.
Yeah, because I can see myself mixing alcohol with said other thing.
Okay. Oh, well, that's a really stupid thing to do.
Yeah, but that's what I would do by myself. Having a wife regulates your fun.
No, you're not wrong about that. 252 WCMF. Again, we're talking about this story out in Lyons. After a 2-month investigation and complaints from neighbors, a SWAT team got a warrant to go in to a home.
Man, Lyons got a SWAT?
Lyons SWAT, yeah.
I didn't know they had local SWAT.
They may have been the county SWAT team.
Oh, county SWAT.
Anyway, police say they found a 69-year-old man. He's right now been charged with felony criminal nuisance, arrested for that. But according to police, the investigation of the drug sales is still going on. We're talking about old man drug dealers. Now we're talking old man drugs. Let's talk to Lou. Hey, Lou, how are you, brother?
What's up, man?
Yo.
Hey, there's no way that they put all of the police force put all of this together to try and bust some guy for some pot anyways. I mean, there's no way that he could be growing unless he's putting out massive poundage. I mean, I don't think that they would put a SWAT team together to try and bust a guy growing pot.
No, I mean,
so
I don't.
He had to be cooking meth.
Well, hold on, hold on, Lou.
They're cooking out there. I can smell it.
Lou, I mean, they're all allegations right now. And I would think you were right, but I'm not on the inside there. Let me ask you this, Lou. How old are you now, buddy?
We old.
I'm 62.
What is the last illegal substance you put in your body?
62, Lou.
I wake and bake every morning.
Okay.
So I smoke. I mean, that's not illegal anymore. So
okay, understood. So
that's the only thing I do.
All right. So marijuana is the heaviest thing. Have you looked out at the drug options?
The
and
landscape.
Has curiosity ever?
Well, I know a couple people that eat mushrooms on a daily basis.
I still look at that as
microdosing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's microdosing. It's something they do, and trust me. I used to do a lot of acid back in the day, but man, I'm not into eating mushrooms anymore. So I'm good with that. You know, a little smoke, and I'm a happy camper. But here's the point: everybody I know grows now. I mean, the people that I know around in my neighborhood were all growing. And so there's no police action trying to bust, anybody for that unless the guy was putting out major poundage. And
that's
then
Pat's
he's got
mom.
nothing but a grow.
Major
then he's
poundage.
got a grow house. If he's got a grow house, then I would imagine that
she growing?
they would probably put up some kind of investigation. But more than likely, it was for meth.
All right, Lou, for God's sake, so Lou, just to wrap this whole conversation up, at 62 years old, you are confident that the last mind-altering substance you will put in your body is marijuana and only marijuana.
Yeah,
okay.
No, I don't. I don't do anything else anymore. I mean, I used to do a lot of drugs when I was a kid.
That's what I've been hearing.
But
it's all starting to make sense, Lou. All these phone calls we've taken over the years. Lou, thanks for the call, buddy.
I have lost a few brain cells. I do know that.
Lou, good to talk to you, man. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Later, bro.
I wish I had that
If
kind of
it's not
restraint.
Pod, it must be meth.
You were saying.
No, but to have that restraint, because my fear is like, once I try something else, I'm going to want to do it. You know what I mean? I have that addictive personality.
Yeah.
Well, if that tasted good, this has got to be good too. I know if I would go down that rabbit hole and kill myself.
That's why I won't touch any of it.
Yeah, me too.
But maybe if you're like Lou, because you've tried things in your lifetime.
But so far back.
Oh, so you think you wouldn't?
But I know
'cause
my
I would think
person.
because you tried those things, you're like, I don't need to try it.
I
Again.
just
I'm
know
talking about the guys who've never tried it before.
I have total self-control or zero. I have no middle ground. I have no moderation at all in my head.
And that's why they talk about folly of youth, I think, right? Because, you never consider that stuff when you were a kid.
No.
You don't know yourself well enough to know what your personality is like.
You're going to live forever.
Exactly. Well, now that you understand the person you are and how delicate your body may be,
Yeah.
to wrap this up,
Yeah.
the other strange thing about this 69-year-old man being arrested on potential drug charges selling out of his house, right? If the allegations are true, this could also be the first case of police being called for suspicious activity to a home of someone over 60 years old.
Yeah.
Because that's normally the guy who is over 60-year-old job to call for suspicious activity.
Yeah, he's the neighborhood narc.
Yes. Like, the thing that I guess is the most weird about this story, you should know at your age what other guys your age are looking for. Keep it down while you're allegedly selling your drugs.
That's a good point. You make a good point.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, you're smarter than that.
Come on.
69-year-old man. Think of the house and the yard. He's not mowing his lawn. All right, let's take a break. Speaking of older set, so I remember this being in stores up until I was in like high school.
Okay.
And then it completely disappeared because it was a subpar product.
Yeah.
Not even close to the two juggernauts that existed. And then you had your store brands, and then after that, what was left? But apparently, not only has this not gone out of business, it's making a comeback.
I wonder if it's making a comeback due to alcohol, like mixing it with something else.
I don't know why mixing this would be different than mixing something else that you can get standard.
I'm trying to think of, but you said it's a foreign product?
It is, so you may not know, but yes, it is a product that comes from foreign soil.
All right.
We're going to tell you what cola all of a sudden is back.
I think I know it.
Oh, do you?
I did not hear the story.
We're going to let Tommy guess. If he will come back for the new break room hit, guess the cola next here in the break room on CMF. This makes no sense.
What's the matter?
Right, like, there are two juggernauts of this. Maybe you have a taste for something else because it was cheaper and you've drank it for so long. But I don't remember anyone ever bringing up, hey, what happened to this product?
Okay.
But apparently it's back and it's doing well because they're winning awards.
Wait, there's Cola Awards?
I thought that they were out of business.
Oh.
You're hanging out at the Breaker, Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5, WCMF. We'll jump right into it. All right, I told you there is a cola that was bigger back in the day that totally disappeared, and you said you think you know which one it is.
Well, I'm trying to think of the one that people used to mix that wasn't part of like the big ones.
Okay, and that would be?
RC Cola.
You nailed it.
No kidding.
RC Cola is back, and it's back with a vengeance.
So that used to be big back in my day. People would mix it usually with rum or bourbon.
Why RC Cola as opposed to Coca-Cola?
I don't know, but it might have been cheaper.
Okay.
Or maybe, because they all have a little different taste, too. They kind of taste foreign.
Well, so for those who don't know, RC Cola stands for Royal Crown Cola. I believe it's a Canadian business. It's made in Canada.
So people would probably cut it with Crown Royal.
Okay.
Probably, like Canadians probably drank it like that.
Well, that's Royal on Royal, too.
Oh, yeah.
Double Royal.
Can't get more royal than that.
So I thought RC Cola had gone out of business.
I haven't heard that name in years, but it did pop in my head.
When's the last time you saw RC Cola?
When she was drunk.
Was I alive for RC Cola?
Yeah, it was happening while we were alive, yes.
I can't picture it.
So it's got the RC on the can, it's blue,
Yeah.
red RC. So do they sell this at grocery stores now? Like if I wanted an RC Cola, can I go to the store and buy an
Like
RC
a
Cola?
Wegmans?
Yeah. Like does Wegmans care? I don't remember.
I got
seeing
every
it.
other kind of soda.
But here's the thing, I only drink Diet Coke, so when I'm not looking at anything but Diet Coke when I walk in.
I might take a little look today.
Little gander?
Yeah, when I'm out there doing my marketing.
See if they got an RC Cola.
I'll score you one.
Well, look,
I'm like my brain is not recognizing this.
you
at
don't
all.
know RC Cola?
Well, yeah, I can't think
I don't
of
remember it being on the shelves in stores.
I don't remember it being a thing even when I moved up here.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's kind of went away.
Well, no, I remember having RC Cola in the house because it was the cheaper alternative,
Right,
right? And then we went to Wegmans Cola.
So it does say.
And then we went to like that 3 liters of like Walmart Cola. God, it's like battery acid.
You do have it at Walmart. Seems like you can also buy it at Wegmans.
Wegmans has RC. They've had it the whole time.
It's back,
At least
baby.
that's what pops up when you go. Yeah, I think you can.
I was convinced they had gone out of business. How about it's been there the whole time? That's how bad this has been going. You could purchase it the entire time, and I thought they were out of business.
You know what you got to try?
What's that?
You got that fancy Japanese whiskey?
Yeah.
Little that and a little RC Cola.
I'm not going to cut my nice Japanese whiskey with cola.
Hey, just a little ahead. Just
Nah.
right. Experiment a little bit.
Not going to do it. No. So there's a couple of things that is strange about RC Cola getting back in the cola wars.
Yeah.
One, Tommy, folks are pretty loyal to their soda brands.
Yeah.
Like you either swear by the big two, or you have grown to love the taste of whatever store-bought brand you bought for an economical choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I kind of thought like soda drinking was down anyway, like with all the other options you have out there as kids.
So that's the other second weird thing.
You
Not
get a
only that,
gazillion energy drinks.
but here that is a weird side by side. But no, like Kimmy, you've seen this. Healthy sodas are starting to gain
Yeah,
traction.
yeah.
So have you heard
Poppy.
Poppy? Have you heard of Poppy?
I have not.
Okay, so it's a soda, but it's not.
Like less
Yeah,
sugar.
it's
No,
supposed
it's like
to be
not-
made with like probiotics.
Probiotic soda.
and
Oh,
stuff,
so it's got like good stuff for your gut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
good for
supposed
your
to be
gut.
like a healthier version of soda,
Alright.
but I don't know what goes into it.
Less
how it's
fun
made.
soda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of waiting for the story like 3 years from now. It's like, turns out it didn't do anything. Like it was like emergency.
Yeah.
It'll save you from the cold. Turns out it was just cola the whole time. Also, they don't have soda machines in schools anymore.
They got rid of those when I was in
Oh, really?
high school. Probably they switched out all the soda machines for milk,
Water?
like milk and apples and healthy stuff.
All your New York
Yeah.
State dairy
Juice.
and fruit
Yeah.
needs. No, but like the only time I would see like weird sodas would be in the vending machine at school. Because remember like Fruitopia had all those weird ass
Yeah,
flavors?
all the Fantas.
Yeah, you only saw
Fantas.
Fanta and Fruitopia at school. Want a Fanta? Well, too bad you can't have it anymore. It's milk now. Is there a soda from your youth, 252 WCMF, as we talk about the resurgence of RC Cola that you wish you could? You didn't drink soda.
No, but there was one like my old man loved because it was big when he was a kid, and it's nauseating. It was Knee High.
Knee High?
Knee High sodas, and it was big back during the Depression, and it was orange soda.
Oh.
And my old man loved it. And he would also cut that. He would sometimes do an orange soda and like cheap whiskey
Oh!
as a kid
Oh!
on the rocks. But I think it was called Knee High. It was called Knee High.
What a terrible name for a soda.
Yes.
Like the socks?
Yeah, kind of like the sock, but I think it was it was Knee High, and it was an orange soda. It was gross.
Okay.
Like orange soda is gross to
Okay,
begin
let's
with.
not say
I
things.
loved orange
Everyone-
soda as a kid.
Ugh.
I don't even do your kids. Is that something? Was that just?
I hope not.
Are you asking if my
kid-
kids like orange soda?
90s kid things? Or,
Why would you ask?
No, I,
Like, yeah, with the kids, yeah.
Well, certain kids
I
like
didn't know it was a.
certain kids like
weird
sweeter
thing to ask.
sodas.
No, I don't think
I
kids
think
drink.
every kid loved orange soda when we were growing up.
So I don't see my kids drinking like flavored sodas.
Yeah.
It was always at birthday parties.
Yeah.
For some reason.
But it also stayed with you all day. Like, if you drink orange soda, that taste lingers in you like a hobo's thumb.
How would you know?
I was bored on the road and I was looking for work.
I was bored on the road.
Sucking on a hobo's thumb.
Sucked a hobo's thumb.
That sun-kissed orange soda.
Oh, I forgot about Sunkist. Yeah, they were huge.
No, she's right. That was the champagne of orange sodas, right? And then you would take your steps down from there. It is weird you brought that up. That was the international drink of birthday parties when we were kids.
Crush was the other one. I
Yeah,
think.
but they had the purple soda, the grape soda too. Oh, you're right.
We loved
Ugh.
like flavored sodas. They were probably gross, but as a kid, it was like a step above juice.
I drank like a whole liter of orange soda at the Holy Ghost playground when I was like 7 years old, and then got on the spinny tire and threw it up all over the stones.
The second puke story today.
It is a double puke story. I'm sorry. I have vivid memories. I was there.
Puked a lot as a kid.
I puked in the church parking lot.
My buddy Phil Byers' mom took me. Mrs. Byers took us to the Holy Ghost playground.
Yeah.
Here we go. Just orange spew all over the stones at the Holy Ghost playground.
Oh,
That was for you, West Siders. 252 WCMF. I'm getting a lot of, as we ask, like, what soda you wish you could have back. For Rochester, it's got to be, as Scott writes us, Jolt Cola.
So that was the highest caffeinated soda in the world at one point. It was from here.
Yep.
And that was the only hook was it had like so much caffeine that it could make you like, it could give you like overdose on caffeine, basically. Right. You get the twitches.
So let's break that down.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Kimmy's on the phone, but like when we were kids, like Jolt Cola was like the absolutely not. Yeah. My child will not drink Jolt Cola. They did like news stories on it and everything. You brought up the energy drinks. I would love to know the amount of caffeine Jolt Cola had compared to the average energy drink you see kids drinking now.
So most of those energy drinks now are just jammed with caffeine?
Taurine, caffeine, whole bunch of like enes.
Yeah, just to get you hyped up.
All the enes you can get.
Enes?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But like Kimmy, you remember like how Jolt Cola was looked at as like heroin when we were kids.
It was poor people's soda.
Well, no, it was expensive.
No, but but like it was kind of looked at as like a poor person's soda because it was local, so it also kind of had that going against it.
I remember Adam Van Cowenberg. He lived in our neighborhood.
Oh, that kid was crazy.
But we went to Wegmans after like a baseball thing.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "You guys can get a drink," and she wouldn't let me buy Jolt Cola, but she wasn't his mom, so she let him buy Jolt Cola. So like there's Jolt Cola in the car.
Yeah.
He's drinking the Jolt Cola
right in front of you.
Can I just have one Jolt Cola? I just want one.
It's like they would always say it's like 10 cups of coffee.
Yeah,
but they don't even know, man.
Oh, they may have actually known.
They didn't have the technology.
They didn't have the caffeine technology
to measure caffeine.
252 WCMF, Resurgence of RC Cola, Royal Crown Cola.
We're back, baby.
Andrew's on CMF. Hey, Andrew, what's up, buddy?
Oh, nothing much. I just got a fun fact for you guys about RC Cola.
Okay.
It works great as a rust remover on like chrome bumpers on old vehicles and stuff.
So I thought that was all colas. Like you could use that with like Pepsi or Coca-Cola or whatever.
Oh, I'm not sure. Whenever I've tried it, it was always with the RC. And I was wondering if that's why they took it off the shelf, because if it's a rust remover, they probably were thinking that it wasn't safe to drink.
Yeah, but most of the stuff I think we drink isn't. I mean, we'll drink whiskey. I'm sure you put whiskey on a chrome bumper. That'll eat that stuff
Oh,
up,
absolutely.
Yeah, shine it up before you list it on Marketplace.
Andrew, thanks for the call. 252 WCMF. Let's talk to Dan. He's going to know about the rust removal.
Okay.
Because, Dan, you had a job back in the day? Dan? Whoever your name is. Did we give your name wrong again? Yep. Anybody? Going once. Going twice.
Nothing.
Hey. Oh, hey, there he is. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Well, I was trying to turn down my radio, but I guess I got to have it on.
So what do you got for us?
I used to work for RC Cola back in the day when they were in town.
No kidding.
Yeah, so RC Cola, they had the returnable bottles long before there were returnable bottles. That's what they bottled it in. The bottles you always had to return. But then again, we also had the knee-high flavors. So Tommy was talking about the orange knee-high, but the famous one is the grape knee-high from the MASH song.
So there you go.
All right.
Grape knee-high.
All right. You must have got all the girls.
Oh, I had my fair share.
Dan, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. Well, that was disappointing. You know, I did just have one of those memory jars, though.
What was
Well,
that?
you brought up the returnable bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, my grandparents, my mom's mother and father, they would only buy their soda at one of those drive-through beverage places.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There used to be one on West Henrietta.
Yeah, you got it.
Pulled straight through.
So there is.
soda?
It was like a Quonset hut.
So there is still one, but I think it's now just for like alcohol, beer,
Okay.
because you can buy kegs that way.
That's a good idea.
But like, yeah, you could buy sodas. Oh God, what was it called? It was like it started with a Z. I remember
Yeah.
the logo. Anyway, they would buy crates of glass bottled sodas.
Yeah.
And we'd be at Wegmans and be like, no, we don't drink it like that. And I'm like, okay, well, now we got to make a separate stop
Mhm.
so I can get a glass bottle of.
And then you got to do the returns.
You got it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was their problem.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if it was because they tasted better to them. I don't
That's
know.
the
if,
old school. Yeah, you always got to, because that's how they were raised, all those glass bottles, like Coke and all that,
To
coming
this
out of the
point,
machine.
To go out so far to your way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I remember too, like their garage would be full of these empty
Yes.
crates that they would have to like return. Like, what? Just
You load them all in.
buy the damn can.
I know.
It's 1993, people. Let's take a break. All right, we got to be careful with this
All right,
because no,
Pump the brakes.
look, there's a reason why Kimmy and I know and you don't.
Oh, okay.
Because you got a big ass mouth, and the second I go, we know someone, you'd be like, oh, Jim.
And then you give like the most obvious clues.
You can define cheating, right?
Yeah.
In your relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cheating is defined by.
You have intercourse with someone other than your spouse.
Okay, not everyone agrees with that definition.
True.
Because
There's gray areas.
this woman argues that her boyfriend
Mm-hmm.
is cheating on her.
Okay.
And it's what he's paying to do that has her so upset.
He's ponying up.
You got it. And we're not talking for RC Cola.
All right.
Back when they had the returnable bottle.
I used to run on knee highs, too. That was great.
A grape knee high was the one. We'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. What is cheating?
Well, you know when you cheat.
Well, in a relationship between two people.
Yeah.
Do we have a firm definition of what it is to commit infidelity?
Well, your wife's going to have one.
Okay. Well, that's just it. You say you know when you're cheating, but in this case, this man did not know.
Okay.
At least according to his wife, because I know that you, Tommy,
Yeah.
are going to argue this isn't anything close to cheating. But one woman that Kimmy and I know, and most women nationally, when it comes to this, disagree with you.
I could see that from a lady's point of view. I got you.
Oh, this is him laying down a nice comfy blanket before he comes in and kicks it around?
I got you, gals. I got you.
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5. WCMF. We'll jump right into it. And just a heads up, we have to be very careful with this.
You know it. Yeah.
You know what? You were not included in this conversation for this very reason from the person who's dealing with it. Yes, no, I'm telling you right now. Why are you nubbing somebody?
Well, it's not. That's not cheating.
Kimmy and I, and maybe you, have an acquaintance. A man that has been in a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Whose wife recently discovered he has an OnlyFans account. As in he's paying for
to
look at other women.
Right.
So he's not the one performing.
Exactly. Now, to the 5 people, Kimmy, who may still be living under a rock, OnlyFans, a subscription service. You pay people who put out pictures and videos in exchange for...
you can subscribe to like their channel and then ask for more if you want.
You got it. So from what we understand, he was trying to keep this a secret from his partner. She went to use his phone for something else, and it was already up on it. Oh. Yeah. So she is not happy.
I'm sure.
Like questioning everything in their relationship, not happy.
But it's basically pornography.
So...
Step beyond.
I mean, technically it's pornography.
Here's the thing.
But.
We're not here to break down two people's drama. Mm-hmm. The reason we are bringing this up, to your point, is she told him that not only that having an OnlyFans account, when you are in a relationship is cheating. She said, you are cheating on me by having this OnlyFans account. And she was very clear what she meant because she brought up pornography. Mm-hmm. She says porn is not cheating because porn videos were created for whoever wanted to watch them. Anybody can log on and watch pornography.
Yes.
The fact that her man was paying women specifically that he liked.
Okay.
You got it.
All right.
For them to do whatever they were doing, according to her, meant this was more intimate. Therefore, it is cheating.
He found it more stimulating.
Well, I don't know how he felt about it, but she felt this way about it.
I mean, he finds this more stimulating to have a more personal connection.
Seems like
to what he's looking at.
Because I mean, if you're just looking at porn, you don't have to pay for OnlyFans.
To your point,
absolutely.
Like if you're deciding to actually pay extra for these kind of things, I would think he needed to step beyond.
I mean, I've seen similar issues with women and what their husbands look at.
Yeah, but this woman that we know, she's not an insecure person.
Yeah, well, she wasn't.
Well, she
until
never came
now.
across that way. She doesn't seem like somebody that would ban pornography or doesn't think that her husband watches pornography.
It just seems like a step too far to call that cheating.
Okay,
to me.
so
but if he looks at pornography, no. But if he gets a little more specific of what he likes, she finds it encroaching on their relationship.
But
is that
you're interacting
fair? I think that's
with
a fair
this
statement.
person.
Excuse me?
Too. It's not so much just this is what he's into. You have a
he likes her.
You have a perceived relationship with this person that you're subscribing to.
Okay, not to be.
Because you can interact a little bit more.
You can, but not to be contrarian. I mean, it's also that. But
this could be a local person. You don't really know.
It could, but I mean, if you make that argument, you're also arguing going to the strip club is cheating because you're having a personal relationship with that person.
And some women
night.
do consider that. You know what I mean? Like any kind of lust of the flesh, some women just go wrong.
Lust of the flesh.
But they get all biblical.
I think it's something about that personal interaction with the person where I can understand why it can be argued as cheating.
So what's the question?
All right, the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. I will ask you this, Tommy, and all the people that are listening.
Yeah.
Do you consider having an OnlyFans account where you are paying people to look at their product? Is that cheating?
No. I don't think.
Not even
to
close.
me, it's just sexual stimulation. You're just rubbing one out.
Okay.
I mean, it has nothing to do with your relationship with your spouse. To me.
So why are you paying that person individually?
Yeah,
because I just find it more stimulating.
Okay.
But you remember, I had a story a while back. Woman I know, her husband, boyfriend, whatever at the time, was looking at Asian girls, and she is not Asian.
Okay.
So she was pissed off because they did not look like her.
I see.
And she thought of that as cheating.
Understood.
I mean, he just found it erotic.
But I mean,
I don't think that's cheating.
All right. Is it cheating? The debate. Look, I would agree with you. That's not cheating. But I would also understand why a woman who doesn't look the way her husband or boyfriend sees sexuality.
A different ethnic group.
Yeah. Well, she can never be Asian.
Right.
Right. So
or black or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to look at.
Like if you look at, I'm sorry, Kimmy. If you are into a woman who dresses up like a nurse, she could go dress up like a nurse.
Right.
If you're into a woman that's going to like pretend to be a teacher because that's your weird kink, like you can go do that.
Right.
I can never be another
Yes.
race.
Yeah,
so
but
she took that as cheating.
But I mean, he could have dated somebody who was Asian back in the day. Would that bother you just as much?
Well, no, because if you're with me now,
You chose me as your partner.
and you're in.
Still stimulated by another race of people that I do
don't
not
know.
look
Like,
like.
I would think
Now this is starting to feel eugenicsy.
But
You are stimulated by another race of people.
But I could be attracted to somebody who doesn't look like somebody on TV that doesn't look like my husband, but still be attracted to my husband, which is the argument I feel like you could make for this situation.
and that's kind of the way I felt.
I agree with you.
You could be attracted to more than one type of person.
But,
Right.
Okay, but here's the thing: if they're only watching Asian pornography or whatever,
I think in this situation, though, I would guess it's the interaction that would bother you more than what that person looks like.
Okay, so to be clear, with this story we have of someone that we know who is in a long-term relationship, whose wife says she found his OnlyFans account, he's paying to look at women. She says that is cheating, even though she doesn't think pornography is cheating. You do not agree with her.
No.
This is not cheating.
I mean, she just sounds very insecure.
Well, it turns out she's not alone in the way she thinks.
Well, women I could see.
A study released 6 weeks ago shows that just over half of the women in America, 56%, believe that subscribing to an OnlyFans account is, and I quote, definitely cheating. And you said women would feel that way. Guys weren't that far behind.
Come on, guys.
38% of men agreed. And that man one is interesting.
I'm shocked.
Well, look, normally men are self-serving, right?
Yeah.
I would guess, with nothing to back this up, that the majority of OnlyFans subscribers are men.
Yeah, sure.
Right? So even though they may not worry about their lady getting a subscription to look at some other dong, they still see it, 38% of them, as infidelity. Kimmy, because you were on the phone, I want you to hear this.
Okay.
56% of women said having an OnlyFans account was definitely cheating.
Okay.
38% of men said the same thing.
So the men wouldn't be bothered if their spouse was doing the same thing?
Well, no, I mean, less men would, but I still thought 38%. I mean, that's 4 in 10 men. That's still pretty high.
Super high.
To consider they look at, anybody having an OnlyFans subscription as
I think
cheating.
it would be higher.
Really?
Because you wouldn't want your spouse to do it.
But how many
I
guys...
think if the situation was flipped, you would also consider that cheating.
Yeah,
but they're also saying across the board, men and women, guys think that's cheating.
38% of men think it's cheating, 56% of women.
Yeah.
Across the board, for men and women.
Yeah, by the way, it's definitely cheating because maybe cheating was in there too. I'm just using the most...
Right, I got you. Shocking.
You know, it's surprising.
Those guys were cool, man.
252 WCMF, 252-9263. Let's talk to Jay. Hey, Jay, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
And Jay.
Okay, cool. I just wasn't sure. No, so I think it comes down to, like, relationship boundaries and, like, the rules you kind of set for these things going into a relationship. Because, like, everybody's different.
Okay. As far as, like, what turns you on?
Exactly. So, like, I've got my two partners, and one of them, you know...
Time out.
turns me on.
Stop. Hold on. Back
Jay,
up.
let's roll back here
All
for
right.
a sec.
So you are in a polyamorous relationship.
Correct.
And to define polyamorous relationship as quickly as you can for our listeners that may not understand what that is.
Oh, God. So in my case, I'm married to one woman, dating another, and then my wife is engaged to another man, and then he's got his own thing. Basically a web of everybody loving each other.
Okay, so everybody love everybody.
Man, everybody's got to be broke. The amount of money you got to spend just on a weekend.
Can you be married to two people at the same time?
I don't think by law
By
you
law.
can, but
Okay.
you know,
All right.
sure. Hey,
All right.
you're married
I
now,
wasn't
whatever.
sure. Yeah.
All right, so Jay, I'm sorry.
So,
Go ahead.
You can get triad married in one specific city in Massachusetts.
I'm learning a lot.
Well, they're making a lot of money just in triple tourism, and that's 3 people coming in. So that's 3 dinners. So Jay, all right, going back.
Raking in that money.
All right, let me ask you this, because now we're getting on this topic of like kink and what you're into and what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Now, Jay, how old are you, buddy?
I'm 28.
Are you 28 years old? How long did it take you to openly talk about
discussions?
Yeah, have this discussion with somebody? Is this someone you met knowing both of you at the same time were into this, or did one person have to be convinced after a little bit of time?
So my wife and I decided in 22 that originally we were going to try to find a third person, but we realized we don't love the same type of person.
Okay.
So that's when we realized we're both going to continue to be with each other, but also do our own thing.
Okay, when you say the same type of person, if I'm getting too personal, just tell me. I don't want to overstep any boundaries.
you're fine.
Here, Jay. Okay. Is she not into women, or it was a different physical trait?
Different physical traits.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, so, she's attracted to me and my type of man, but I'm not attracted to the type of man that she's attracted to, mostly because I'm not attracted to myself.
I mean, what man is, though, these days?
She's not attracted to the type of women that she is.
Okay,
She's not attracted to thicker women. I'm not attracted to thicker men.
Okay.
I would need a chart in the house to keep up with your relationship. if I was
Google
in it.
Calendar is a lifesaver.
It would have to look like the rules to
Shout
cricket.
out to Google for saving my life.
The rules to cricket.
Like, I'm confused. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now.
All right, Jay. I got more questions. I'm sorry. So you are married. You have a girlfriend. Your wife is engaged to somebody else.
Yep.
Okay.
And they're going to have a whole ceremony.
Okay.
And so you'll both be married and married to other people at some point.
While still being married to each other.
That's the long term. Yeah, I'm probably proposing my girlfriend here in like a month or so.
So you're going to bring another. Okay.
Man, you got to buy another
So many
freaking ring,
plans.
bro.
You're gonna have a busy year ahead.
Yeah.
Do you have to get the same ring as you had for your first wife?
Ooh, good question.
No.
So you can go smaller. Oh, you didn't think about this, did you, Jay? Jay, you didn't think about this. Oh, we got problems, Jay.
Oh, we got trouble in paradise, hand Jay.
No, I probably will.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
no,
My
that's a firm
girlfriend
no.
doesn't like all that flashy stuff.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Look that. One more question. So, Jay, and I really appreciate you being so open and honest. Thank you very much. Fascinating.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so, all right. So you're married to your wife. She is engaged to another man. You will be engaged to this other woman. Do you guys live all under one big roof, or is there like a trade-off day, like you guys are divorced parents dropping off kids?
So right now, we're all separated. Like, my wife and I live together. Her fiance lives in the city, and my girlfriend lives in the city. My wife and I are moving to the city in the next couple months. And then once everybody's leases are up, we'll all get a place together.
So you'll all live together, and you'll
Not
all
yet, we
be married multiples.
Yep. And my girlfriend and her fiance are kind of like hooking up.
Wait, there's one more? Come, Jay!
Wait,
No. My girlfriend and my wife's fiance
So
are
that
hooking up.
it completes the circle.
Oh,
I
I
guess.
see.
You know what
Okay,
mean?
got you.
But you're
Got you.
kind of left out then, bro.
I was?
You're
No,
kind of
'cause he
left
still has his
out.
wife.
Yeah, he's got his
Yeah,
wife
he's
and the
still
other
married.
girl. Yeah,
But she got something over here.
Now nobody's left out.
Yeah, it's one
Yeah.
big old circle. Tommy's out. He's
And I
Good
can
luck.
do whatever I want.
Bro, this
to.
is going to blow up on you.
So, okay, I do have a question because we were talking about the cheating thing, right? So, like, when you're in this type of relationship, how do you set boundaries cheating wise? You know, like, is this a conversation you have of like what's cool and what's considered cheating?
Yep. So my wife and I sat down years ago when we first opened things up, and we were like, hey, anything that we're open and honest with each other about is not cheating.
All right.
And when I met my girlfriend, for a while there, it was just like me and her and my wife. But then as time went on, we slowly started, branching out and looking for other people as well.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So you're all going to be...
Hey, shut up for a second.
So
I
you're
got
all-
something else.
No, but this whole living... Once you guys all pile into one place, you got to label everything in the refrigerator.
Oh, yeah.
It's
going to
be like the work refrigerator up here.
Yes. Don't touch my sandwich.
Somebody got into my guacamole last night,
Blind.
and you didn't close the chips.
And by the way, if you say somebody got in my guacamole, I don't know if you're talking about the actual guacamole or my wife. Can't tell. Hey, Jay, Baron Von Butt writes us a very interesting question on Instagram. He does say, what a way to complicate your health and death benefits. Who gets the benefits? Who's the number one beneficiary on your work policy? Jay?
So on all my work stuff, it's my wife.
Okay.
And then it's always gonna be that way. But once we get a house together, because my girlfriend is saving up for one because she's got all the good credit.
Nice.
Once we get a house together, we're gonna form an LLC, so we all have equal rights to
So
that.
you'll be a business?
A business relationship.
Of getting busy.
He's not a businessman. He's a business man.
Good luck.
Jay, you got a lot. I got to say this. I mean, you know.
You got to be
Got
exhausted.
it all figured out, though.
Well, whatever makes you happy.
I would be at a batch by Tuesday.
I would not have the balls to sit down with my boss and explain you are now paying for the health benefits for the rest of my relationship, right? 'Cause, like, do the people you work with know this, Jay? Are they aware of this situation?
Remember, I'm an Uber driver.
All right. Well, you meet people easy that way.
Right, true.
There you go. All right. So if you get in a car with Jay, you may end up married to him. Just a heads up. Jay, thanks for the call, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Oh, of course. Have a good one, guys.
All right, there goes Jay.
I would have a headache.
I have a headache now just trying to figure out what Jay's doing.
That sounds so confusing and not fun.
I mean, it's confusing, but at the same time, the way he explained it, I understand, I guess, how it all comes together.
Well, I know how it comes together. Ugh. But there's a lot of coming together, bro.
Okay.
But
There's a lot of organization in place.
No, but just think of human emotion on
Sure.
a daily basis
Oh,
in
yeah.
your
I think that would be
relationship.
the toughest thing to overcome.
You
yeah.
just compounded it multiple times with all these interconnecting dongs.
Look, I agree with you. It is not for me.
Like he should be an air traffic controller. Because that's multitasking some ass, man.
Multitasking.
Man. What?
It was fun. You did bring up something, though.
What?
And look, obviously, I could not do this. Did not
I
attract
couldn't even listen to it.
Okay. That being said, you said, your relationship's going to end. I would love to know the rate of divorce. Well, I guess how do you measure divorce at a couple that's got 5 marriages?
Yeah, because you just kind of keep moving on. Like he kept saying branching out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like
It's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it's like a multi-level pyramid scheme.
Because he was saying that, I don't even know how to explain this, but essentially what my question would be is like, what if two people stop liking each other, but you're all still connected?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you just move on, and then that person moves on.
Well, but what if
But
if you're all living?
who's tasked with leaving if you're still hooking up with the other person?
Oh.
She's right. I mean, you
got to be super open-minded.
Well, talk about the understatement of the century.
No, but even looking past like the initial what we're doing here, to her point,
Okay.
as people start moving on or getting pissed off, but they're still in the house, yeah. You know what I don't want to be? The last guy in on this.
Why is that?
Like you don't know right away, but also,
guy.
oh my God, I'm like you'd be like that last guy in the pyramid scheme that gets completely flushed out of money.
All right. This discussion did not go where I thought it was going to go.
No, but I mean,
I've
I
learned a
had
lot today.
questions.
Yeah, no.
I think we
needed
all
to
learned a
know.
lot today.
We definitely did.
Yeah.
I want to know how many people are living this
Oh, I
lifestyle.
think that there are more than we think.
Sure.
No, understood, because I mean, look,
Right.
I had heard of what polyamorous is. I always assumed that was like a third or a fourth person. I didn't know there was this.
I do know the people that are, I don't know anybody that's married that does it, but are in some serious relationships, and they're very open about talking about
Wait,
it.
like you have friends that like do this and like you
I
hang
have
out
a friend
with.
of a friend who has explained
Well,
this.
see, I don't even know how that works because I think, man, a friend of, are you banging that guy? How does that work?
Explained her lifestyle to me, and I am fascinated by it. But she's not married to this person, but they've been in a relationship together for a long time.
So you say
I
you
didn't
wonder.
think like marriage was all that common in that type of relationship,
I see.
based on how.
So you say you wonder how common this is like throughout the world. Do you remember when all those miners, I think it was in Chile, that they were trapped down there for like 50? Remember, it was like they were
Yeah.
down there forever.
Yes.
And you remember when the wives and then the girlfriends,
Yeah.
and then the mistresses started showing up, and they kind of knew each other. Like they almost like the amount of extra action that showed up around the hole while these guys were down there.
Are we talking about the mine still?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's different than this.
Yeah,
Kind of,
no,
but they
that's-
were all
that's cheating.
No, but they kind of knew each other. Like they knew that their own men were cheating on them.
Oh.
Like they knew, like they had
Seems different
mistresses
still.
and like side action, but it was all kind of common knowledge.
Well, I guess the moral of that story is no matter the situation.
And they all brought food.
Never have sex with a minor.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
You were saying, Kimmy, I'm sorry?
Nope. Go ahead.
It's good advice.
Huh.
All right, let's take a break. Speaking of boners, we talked about this guy, I think, last week.
His boner?
Yeah, actually we did. But we briefly touched on his boner.
We touched on his boner.
Briefly. His boner is now the subject of the story because this man thinks he's going to live forever, or at least well into his hundreds.
All right.
And he says that the one measure, according to him, a health expert, is how this works while you're not conscious.
Oh.
And we'll get to it next here in the break room. On CMF! I like living. You like living?
Love me some living,
But,
buddy.
like, there are things I'm just not going to do to ensure that I live long enough. And this guy I get is like a caricature of someone who wants to take care of himself.
Yeah.
But, like, you got to do this every night before you go to bed. In
A
this
ritual?
Scientific, I guess.
Oh.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5, WCMF. So last week we talked about a man named Brian Johnson. He is what's known as a biohacker. And if you missed the break, long story short, he wants to live well past 100.
He's looking for that fountain of youth.
Yes, the idea was he was going to live forever, but he realizes even that's a bridge too far.
Yeah.
Trying to just slow it down.
You got it. He wants to live to 140. So he's in his 40s. He claims his body is as young as a 30-year-old. He trades blood with his son. He
does
eats
all the weird things.
Yeah, a very specific diet. He sleeps in like a specific thing. Like, it's strange. He doesn't have any fun. He works out all the time. He looks weird.
Okay.
Every second of his life is committed to this process.
So he looks fake.
Yeah, no, I mean, fake isn't even the way to put it.
Looks strange.
He doesn't
Looks
look
like a robot.
He doesn't look good.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, Kimmy, there's pictures of him before he started doing this. He looks way better there.
So he's got to be skinny.
Yeah, he's thin.
I mean, look, he's thin. Look, the guy looks, he's in great shape.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, okay. So he now insists
What's that?
that the true mark of health for men is how many erections you get while you're asleep.
Oh, your night boner.
You got it. He says it has to do with blood flow and other things connected to it. So the Atom sensor, which launched in 2022, has the ability to detect how often you get an erection and for how long while you're sleeping.
So you wire up your dong?
Yes. Apparently this product, which this man swears by and uses on a nightly basis, it's a ring that you put around your penis.
Okay.
It then sends the information via Bluetooth to your cell phone while you are sleeping.
Okay.
And then
all the data you need.
You got it. And you wake up and the data is on your phone to look at how your boner did.
How many erections you got over the night?
Yeah, while you were asleep. And this man, Brian Johnson, publicly shares on a regular basis how his boner's doing.
Sorry, this is while he's still asleep.
Yes.
How many times he went kickstand?
Yeah.
How many you get?
Well, last month, he compared the data from one of his night's sleeps to his son's.
All right.
Which means they had a discussion together.
Father, son,
measuring.
Yeah.
Boner chat.
Hey, man, I got you this ring for your penis for while you're sleeping. Also, what time's baseball practice? And apparently his son, who's in his 20s, he and his son have the same no, his son's 19.
So they had the same boner rate?
Same boner rate, pretty much.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So he's got a young man's boner.
Yeah, so like he got 5 erections in the night. His son got 6. His average duration of erection is 182 minutes. His quality of erection is 94. How do you measure a quality of erection?
Well, as you start to, are you fully engorged or are you semi?
No, I get it, but I would think you would need someone else to help you measure the quality of your erection.
Oh, quality.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so how long did he say he had an erection for?
It says
what?
his average total duration of erection episodes. So among 5 erections, he had 182 minutes, so that breaks down to a little over 30 minutes an erection.
That's insane.
While he's sleeping. So he says, bro, how do you even measure?
A 30-minute erection?
Yeah, you should call your doctor. Or your friends.
I'm calling everybody. That's multiple times a night.
Yeah, multiple 30-minute erections on average.
Does this information benefit you in any way?
So he says that
you're sleeping. It's not like you're using it.
All right, I'm going to read your quote. Men who do not have, this is from this man, the biohacker, men who do not have nighttime erections are at risk of 70% greater likelihood of premature death. So it's a significant health marker. This is according to him. By the way, this man has so many acolytes, followers, that the device that he uses, you can buy for $190 online. However, due to high demand,
they're sold out.
Yeah, there's currently a waiting list for a ring that you put around your penis to measure your boners.
You better get it. You better get in that line, man.
While you're sleeping.
Yeah. Well, I would say, it makes a little sense that if you do get normal erections, it means you have good blood pressure.
Okay.
Right. Your blood flow is good. You have good circulation.
Does that go hand in hand?
Because that's
no, it is. I mean, Viagra was
But
originally
a blood
designed
pressure
as
medicine, so it kind of loosens things up. So I mean, it does show you're probably in pretty good circulation.
Yeah,
good swing there, science, Tommy. I'm in pretty good circulation this morning.
Once you have that information, like you would have to know what to do with that information. Because if it's something you want to change, you'd have to commit to that too.
Like I
or
said,
if it's just out of curiosity, what's the point?
But like, I mean, when it comes to like the main function of a boner, and I get where he's coming from, I still don't know if I buy all the information, how accurate it is, all that stuff.
No, but if I'm a guy my age and I still wake up with boners, I would feel pretty good health-wise because it sounds like everything's kind of working.
Oh, it's not about waking up with boners. It's the boners you get in the night. Because you can wake up, look down, flick it, and then, okay, everything's working just fine.
No, but at least I'm getting one overnight.
Okay. But you need...
A night boner. Worst Bob Seger tune of all time.
Night boner!
Look at them sheets. They was poking out.
Woke up night to the sound of boner. Don't know what it sounds like. I don't rhyme boner.
I hope it wasn't a loner.
Thank you.
Because you want multiple.
Yeah, boners. We're talking about Brian Johnson. He's a guy we talked about last week.
His name's Johnson.
What are you,
We
7?
talked about him before.
I didn't catch it.
Are you drunk right now?
Johnson's got a boner, man. He's in bed.
See, here's the thing, though. As
What?
stupid as I think this is, I do kind of want to see now how many boners I'm getting.
I do too.
But it's all about like going. It's like it's the same.
Because you'd feel good about yourself.
No, but that's not it. It's the same feeling of going to the fair and like hitting that thing with the hammer.
Yes.
Doesn't mean I'm stronger. I just want to see how I'm going to do.
Right, because before this you wouldn't even know what you're supposed to have, probably. Right.
I don't know what I'm supposed to have now. This guy's just
so
making
it's not
stuff
gonna tell
up.
you anything.
He's just making up stuff. Which I got good for you, man.
Unless you have somebody to compare it to.
His son, his 19-year-old son.
You personally.
Well, I don't have a son, so I guess I'm out.
Yeah.
You want to compare boners?
My whole ass boner.
Oh, maybe I have less
I mean, I
erection.
still get them.
Okay, the fact that you jumped in immediately and
But they're
said that,
slow. It's like when I get a boner, it's like the mummy waking up from like a really long Saturday night party session. It's just very slow.
How's that sound?
Like that. Like you can hear my boner because it's kind of crinkly.
Yeah, it's like a door opening. Like
Yes.
We come back.
All right.
We wrap it up. We tell you what we're doing tomorrow. Next to the break room. Let's CMF. That's going to be a wrapperoo.
Audio Monday wrapperoo.
For a Monday Break Room CMF that makes tomorrow Tuesday. You know what that means?
Oh, we got that new hot segment.
What's that called?
What's Kimmy doing in your hood?
Kimmy's got her post from the neighborhood app. She's going to read it out loud. We are going to listen.
Have to listen.
And we are going to figure out where they whining tomorrow, just after 9 o'clock. Set your phone alarm right now so you don't miss it.
Yeah.
We'll see you back here, 9 a.m. Well, at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying. All that and more tomorrow here in the break room on CMF. For Kimmy?
Yep.
Who is out on polyamorous relationships after hearing how complicated they could get?
Yeah, it seems like too much. I'm too lazy for that, but I am intrigued by the not maybe intrigued was the wrong word.
Yeah, hey, your husband just texted us.
No.
What?
I'm curious about it all. It's a
That looks
different
like
world
fun,
to
but
me.
I'm not getting off this couch.
Yes.
For Tommy Muley, who has a hard enough time pleasing one woman, let alone multiple. My name is Pat Duffy. We will see you tomorrow morning in the break room, 6 a.m. on 96.5 WCMF.